bitch. My bad. Ain't nobody here. They ain't gonna see that shit. Everybody. Yes. Come on into the room. Come on into the room. Come into the room. Yeah. We will be with you shortly, people. Just letting y'all come on into the room. Giving y'all a little cha-cha-cha before we get there. All right? Get your glass or whatever you drinking on. Get your water. Get your tea. Get your snack. Whatever you need. Because we have a very good show for you guys tonight. Alright? We waiting on 200 now. Don't sit in this fucking not like this video now. I want to see y'all liking on the way in. Don't play with us now. When I see 200, we'll start this thing. Because the ladies are ready. We ready. We got our drinks. What are you doing? What you doing? Come on. All right, ladies. We ready? I don't know why I'm in such a musical mode right now. Oh, and there it is.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Ooh Ladies First Panel, Volume 20. Okay.
Volume 20? Whoa. 2 double O? No, not double O, but 2 and 1 O.
Doesn't even feel like it, y'all. 20?
It doesn't.
Y'all, before we know it's gonna be 100.
I know.
Yeah.
So much to do, so much to talk about. Listen, before we get into the actual episode, I want to I'm mad at myself. I loaded these. No, don't be mad at yourself, bitch. You loaded them in a overlay part as well. Well, kind of, sort of, because I gotta take one out. But tomorrow we will be interviewing Cree Campbell from Growing Up Hip Hop. She will be on the Ooh Ladies First panel. Okay, we will be talking to her about growing up hip hop and all the ignorant things that are going down there. Okay, like why did we think it was a finale? Why did we think?
I know, right? Can we sing her daddy songs? You think we can sing her daddy songs? Can we get a whole little 2 live crew? Little dance going on.
I got something for y'all though. I have something for us today. Okay, so when it comes time to like this video, I got.
Shit.
Okay.
Good.
Get our screen recorders ready. Okay, and I'll give y'all a precursor before we get into that. Okay. But without any further ado, I would love to introduce you guys to our guests for tonight's show. Besa Gordon. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, Besa. Okay. So y'all may not know this, but as far as I'm concerned, the original clique of us, Besa was involved. Okay. Scotty, Roxanne, Ashley, all of us very much watched each other, supported each other back in the day. Okay. Since then, Besa has gone on the radio. Okay. And this is something that a lot of us would love to get into because it's technically what we do on a different platform. Mm-hmm. And to see her get into that and be so successful the way she's been, and now with her success on TikTok, I'm extremely proud and happy for her. She looks amazing. She also went through her own little workout journey and everything. Her wigs are always, excellently applied.
They are now.
That's all that matters. Okay, don't worry about the past. The past is the past. Okay. But yes, Besa. Okay, so my first question, the panel, we came.
First of all, thanks for having me, BTW. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
We're happy.
Of course.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna ask a question, and then I'm gonna let the other ladies, go ahead and do what they want to do. Okay. So I'm gonna just ask, how did you start out on the radio, and let everybody know what radio station you're on?
So I am on a station in Seattle, Washington called Q93.3. It's like the only all hip hop station here that doesn't actually only play old school. It's an iHeart radio station. Believe it or not, I got in radio by slanging tents. Okay. I literally moved my way up. So before COVID happened, we had a thing called the street team, which is where basically, you see a radio station out, they have a tent up, and there's random people that nobody has ever fucking seen before. That was me, putting tents together, carrying friggin' speakers. I called it slanging ticks and speakers so much because that's what I felt like I was doing. And no shade, I just felt like it was for the birds and I had more things to do. So within I want to say a year and a half, I made it inside the office. And once you're in the office, it makes it so much easier for you to get to the program directors and for people to be familiar with you. Because the thing with the street team is that it's the promotions for our building anyways is on the other side. So it's you come in, there's a lobby, there's the sales floor. On the other side of the building, there's the radio stations, and then on the back is the promo team. So unless the radio host actually worked with you or just had to go over it by the promo section to get something, they never seen you, and half of them did not know our names, and I don't like that. So once I got in the office, I started mixing, mingling, talking with people, basically getting my skills up in social media. And at that time, Cube 93.3 was not around because we had the station, they took away the station, and they brought it back, they flipped it, they did all types of shit with our station. And once Cube 93.3 officially came back in 2018, I was like, okay, this is my chance. Let's see what we can do. So one day after my shift, I found out who the APD is, and that's the assistant program director. He is now the program director of the station, period now. But he was in the studio. I literally knocked on the window while he was in the middle of a commercial break, I think. And I was like, can I come in? And he was like, well, who is this? Because remember, they don't see you unless they work with you. So he didn't even know I existed. So I came in there and I was like, hi, I know you don't know me. My name is Besa. I'm on the street team. And I was like, and honestly, I'm not even going to waste your time. What do I got to do to get on Cube? That's simple. And he liked my vibe. He liked my energy. He liked that I was already doing, I'd already done podcasts. I'd already done YouTube. I'd already been interviewing different artists out here. So he was like, okay, I like that. He was like, do you know how to use any of the boards or anything like that? And I was like, no. So he was like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start you out with segging. Segging is basically where if you're listening to the radio and you ever hear two songs playing at the same time, that means that someone did not seg it. So you have to literally move it to where everything flows smoothly. So he started teaching me with that. He asked me to send in air checks. I did not know how to do air checks. I didn't even know what the heck an air check was. So I went to some of my other radio friends and was like, yo, how do I do an air check? How do I work the studio? So a radio host from 106.1, it's now Hits Now, and then a radio host from 957 The Jet. Because with iHeart, we have 6 stations here and we're all in the same building. They basically helped me learn how to use the freaking system. So once I kept sending in my air checks, I want to say I started sending in air checks sometime in August. And then in October, he was like, all right, you're ready. So they started me on overnights in 2018. October 8th, 2018 was my first day of overnights. Then September 23rd of 2019, they moved me to nights. And that's where I am right now.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Sorry, that was long.
No, you gotta
was good.
work. Right.
That was an explanation. We need to know all that.
You got to start from somewhere. So,
Period.
Yeah, I respect that 100%. Everybody has to have a story like that. You start from nowhere and hustle to get where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on your TikTok earlier. Shout out to you for getting to 17K on TikTok.
Thank you.
One of your videos took me out. You were like, something like, what it's like trying to date when you're a female in radio. Girl, please tell us what that scene is like.
All right.
It's aggy, especially because I'm from here. So when you're dating, it's like I know so many people know me that I don't necessarily know. And on top of that, there's the artists that want for you to listen to their music, or they want you to listen to their friends' music or their cousin's music. Drives me bananas. Look, I just want my Chardonnay and my shrimp and whatever I'm eating. I'm not trying to hear no one's music. Don't have your homeboys popping up on me, sitting in the car like, hey, I want you to hear something. I don't want to hear that. Turn on Drake. You know, so that's really how it could be sometimes. Other times you have like jealousy because all of my mentors are actually male. Not intentionally. That's just, there's not a lot of women in radio, right? So especially Black women in radio. So all of my mentors are men. I work really, really late. They're always like, so I'm busy all the time. My career comes before anyone, period. Like I will cancel a date in a hot second. Sorry, I got to premiere a song. Let's try this again tomorrow. Some guys understand it. Some guys don't understand it. But it definitely can be really difficult dating if you're dating someone that has nothing to do.
Oh, goodness. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I still date.
Question. Which is the hardest part, you know, being in the radio, but also trying to still move further, doing other things? Is there like a downfall to it or anything, or is it always fun?
It's definitely not always fun, because it could be really stressful. Because the thing is, I think people think that when you're in radio, I mean, some people do this. Some people are able just to go in, do their show, and go on about their day. That's not my life. Okay. I have to, I'm also in digital. So I do like graphics and I'm doing like social media posting for iHeart Seattle in general. On top of that, you have to like find stories. I think sometimes, especially being in Seattle, I think the biggest downside is that you have to be careful about what you say sometimes because it depends on the market. Like the Breakfast Club can say whatever the fuck they want. I can't do that here. I have to be a little careful. Like one time I said something about, you know, when Trey Songz dragged the fuck out of that security guard, I was like, he's lucky that he didn't get killed because, you know, some things are not handled the right way when it's black on white cops. Okay. Somebody thought I said handled the white way. So that she sends this whole paragraph to my boss talking about the radio jock said this. I was offended. I'm sure some other people were offended too. What are you going to do about this? I know you are not trying to get my black ass canceled in the middle of a whole freaking protest for black people. What the fuck is wrong with you? Right. So, you know, it just really depends on the state. And then in terms of like moving up, honestly, I don't want to say it's cliquey, but it's definitely about who you know. I'm on a station in Portland simply because my boss is that PD. And so until I meet other PDs, it makes it a little bit harder for me to move up. It makes me a little harder for me to like get other stations because they have their starring whatever, like starring 5 or whatever have you, you know what I mean? Like some people are on like 5 or 6 different stations and I'm only on 2 and I'm only on 1 during the week. So in order to move up, or shall I say get more stations, you literally have to network, meet people. You have to like shake hands, all that stuff. Because like I said, I wouldn't have been on the radio had I not knocked on the window that day. So yeah, it's really all about how you know.
Yeah.
That's just like YouTube.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. It's who you know.
Yeah. It also sounds like the news station.
Right.
That too.
Okay. I kind of have 2 questions.
Okay.
In a sense. So the first one is just wanting to know, was radio always the ultimate goal for you as far as you doing the tents, or did you kind of like just fall into it? And then the other question is, I know you talked about work is a priority for you over dating, so I want to know like, what is your end goal for radio, or are you looking to go beyond radio?
So when I got my job at iHeart, I applied for the job because I needed a job. I had just came back from Florida and I was like dating this dude that was just not the business. Like he was abusive. He was horrible. He was actually a pimp. It was a lot. So, you know, it was a lot. I disappeared for a few reasons. Anywho,
We may want a little bit more information about that later.
Oh, sorry. But y'all hear where she came back from though. She said Florida. I always be joking when it comes to Florida. I always joke when it comes to Florida.
Is Boosie from Florida?
You're right.
Okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
It wasn't the business. It wasn't the business. And I definitely had to get away from that. So I flew back from Florida while he was locked up. Didn't tell anybody, just had my cousin buy me a freaking flight because I had no money. And I came back to Seattle, started looking for jobs, couldn't find a job anywhere. And I saw that iHeartMedia was hiring promotions assistants. And so when I applied, I was like, well, shoot, I can get in the building. Cube is there. Maybe I can get on air, meet some people, get like some guidance or whatever have you. But I ended up slinging tents for a year instead. So it was definitely the goal. The problem is with them taking the station and bringing it back. I literally had no clue if I would even be able to get on Cube because they kept fucking with the station so goddamn much. So it was kind of the goal when I got there. But eventually, once they took the station away, I was like, okay, I could be a promotions director. But eventually I was like, nah, B, I don't want to do that. So I literally wrote, I'm the morning show host of Cube 93.3 on my vision board. And then I ended up doing overnights. And I was like, oh, you guys got jokes because you gave me the morning slot I wasn't asking for. So I literally erased it and put I'm the night show host on Cube 93.3, and here I am now. So I'm all about manifesting and, you know, doing what you got to do to get where you want to be.
Absolutely.
In terms of like what's next, I would love to do TV, like whether I have my own TV show or I'm like on the news. So that's like my next goal.
Awesome.
Oh, that's right.
All right. Okay. Is that? Are we good on questions?
I have one last question. I saw that Scorpio symbol in your bio.
Good job.
What day is it? I'm 11/11.
I'm a day before you. 11/10.
All right.
11/10.
Yes, come on, fellow Scorpio.
Ones.
I only laugh because I went out with some of my friends today. We went and had lunch, and I was telling them about like what happened last night and how I've literally taken 2 Plan Bs in the lab. I took one yesterday. I had to take another one today. I've been wilding. I mean, my hot girl summer is just wild. So
listen, she may not be dating, but she. And that's
bitch, I'm living my best life, child.
My womb is just open at this point.
So, what was I about to say? Like, I was telling her what happened and how that ended up happening, and she was like, "What is your birthday?" And I was like, "In November." She goes, "What day?" I said 10. She was like, "You're a Scorpio. That makes sense now."
Met a Scorpio.
I was like, right.
Tyrese said it.
We love the truth.
She knew where she'd go. Oh yeah.
You're here to that.
All right. I'm here for it, honestly. Besa, you know, it seems like I'm gonna keep calling her the wrong name. Besa. I'm trying to commit it to memory, you guys. I've always been saying it that way because that's what it was before. And I, say things the way I read them. So
you're not the only one. There's a lot of people in Seattle that still do it. I'm used to it.
Besa, we're gonna get this right today, though, girl. We ain't gonna fuck up the name. We're gonna correct it. Okay. Let's go ahead, y'all. I'm excited to get into the Marry Fuck Kill of.
I'm intrigued for this part.
Okay, listen. Some of our favorite part.
Yes.
And it goes.
Oh Lord,
listen.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna explain. Can I? Respect. Okay. So they're sexy. Okay, but it's the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, because Besa is in Seattle, I thought we would structure. So we have Russell Wilson, we have DK Metcalf. If anybody is ever, he's a meme because he runs so fast. He is like the picture that I didn't put. Okay, like it's a lot of energy there. And I love dark skin and pretty teeth. So DK Metcalf, and then Jamal Adams. I believe he's a defensive player, but he's from Louisiana or went to LSU, child, whichever one. Okay. He went to LSU for sure. So, I had to draw correlation, and there's no Seattle Seahawks without a Russell Wilson at this point.
Girl.
So, these are the choices, and I'm going to go ahead and let Besa go first.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay, Mary, fuck, kill. I'm going to have to kill Jamal Adams just because he's just not my type. He's cute, but it's just not my type. Definitely would marry Russell Wilson. You see how he treats Sierra? Like, child, she got him looking fine as hell. Russell Wilson did not look like that before he started. We all were like,
true.
okay,
Sierra.
He was nice to a white woman.
These are facts. And then all of a sudden he's with Sierra popping up in like all black jeans, hair slicked back. There was a point where he had braids. Like he's over here doing TikTok dances with her. Like he's a whole schmood. And I would definitely fuck the shit out of DJ Metcalf and enjoy every single moment of it because I love a good chocolate man.
James, why don't you go ahead, James?
Y'all, Necey's gonna be surprised. She gonna be surprised.
I was waiting for this.
I probably would normally go for, a Jamal, but he looks so lame in this picture that he would die. And I'm literally going with Besa. Like, I would marry Russell. We all know why. And for some reason, DK Metcalf looks so fucking good in this photo. I will shout him. Absolutely. Shocking. I know, but I would.
Look at you trying to go against the grain.
I know, changing and stuff. I said, oh, what's she gonna pick? Jamal. It's gonna be Jamal. See, I would marry DK because I feel like he would have long standing good dick. And something about Russell make me feel like sometimes his dick may not be all that good. So I would definitely marry DK. Because that's just, he looked like he walked in the dark. But you can still see him even though he's dark because he just radiates big dick, amazing energy.
He glistens in the dark. So he might be dark, but light is reflecting off
you
of
can
him.
see him. So that's my husband. And then I would fuck Russell. Just to see what it's like. And the reason I would kill Jamal to me looks too much like the dude is the name Ray from Love and Hip Hop, the bald head dude who was also on College Hill. Not Ray. What's his name?
That is Ray.
Oh, his name was Ray.
You talking about Mr. Ray?
Yeah,
whatever his name was with the hat.
He looked like Mr. Ray right here. So I don't want to fuck, a straight version of Mr. Ray. So that's why I would have to kill Jamal.
Not Mr. Ray, sis.
He don't look like Mr. Ray.
She wrong for that.
Please don't make me go find a picture of Mr. Ray. I don't have time for this. Okay.
If he had a full beard and a full head of hair, that's Mr. Ray. I don't want that. No.
Disrespectful.
It's extremely difficult for me, y'all. Common sense would say, Jamie, what was it?
I'm listening.
This is extremely difficult. Okay. Common sense says to marry Russell, but I'm not going to do that because I just don't want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. So I will marry. I'll marry Jamal. I love a brown skinned man.
Really? Really, Daisy?
I see the similarities slightly with the fiance.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's true.
I love a brown skinned man. I like the hair. I can see. Okay, and then I'm gonna smash DK. And then Russell can go. That's Sierra's man.
You're right. I'm
my
on
turn.
like Portia.
Oh no, not Portia.
That's somebody else's man.
Portia. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I would marry DK Metcalf for the exact same reason that JayLee gave, and I would fuck Jamal Adams for the same reason that Necey gave, and I would kill Russell Wilson because there is something about him that that white lady still on him a little bit, and I just for me.
He went away.
staff.
He need one more. He need one more black bath.
I'm sorry. Is that politically correct? Thank you so much for becoming a member. Shine Good, okay, as well as Caitlin Bear. I just want to say that. But I'm sorry. Russell is amazing, and like she said, that is Sierra. It's this area right here. It's this area right here. I can't get with
That's
this
that
area
lady's
right here.
husband.
Yeah. I think that's what it's giving
But
you.
see,
That that's what it is.
Is
This
that
area
I
right
think-
here that just
no, I think that's that white lady husband. That's not Sierra husband. That's that white lady husband. Okay, that's the wrong picture. That's the picture of him when he was that white lady husband. That ain't
it's hard
Sierra's.
to
That ain't
find
Sierra's
pictures of
prayer.
him
That's
just
the
by
old-
himself on his Instagram. When you go to his
Yeah.
Instagram, it's like all him and Sierra, the kids, other shit. It's not no like just me looking good pictures on Russell's Instagram.
Cause,
So I
'cause
had
that's
to
that
go
white lady
Google,
husband.
Seahawk photos.
you know. Well, he always had a helmet on, and his Seahawk pictures are never as good as these other guys. These other two guys have some excellent pictures of them outside. I actually Googled Russell Wilson no shirt, and it was definitely not what needed to be given.
Oh, poor Russell.
It didn't do what it was supposed to have gave.
No.
Right.
It was like,
Oh. Womp womp womp. That was the feeling that I had. I was like, not one of a tight ab area, not one. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on from there to the second. And this I think is hilarious because I'm being a tad bit shady.
Nope.
I am you.
I'm with JayLee. I'm with it. Nope.
Go to hell, y'all are doing this. Bring your ass back on camera. Your ass is doing this.
I'm like, no. One of these,
Never done it before.
one of these people is dead already. How would a dead been up here?
Okay, listen.
Oh, don't come tell me.
Oh hell. Ain't nobody ever said that we could.
JayLee.
But no, Bobby, this is the thing.
Like, let me
Bobby,
just pull
this
it
is the
down.
thing. When I was trying to find people for tomorrow, I kept on saying I can't use them. They're dead. That person dead.
No,
I was going.
fuck
I was
that.
counting
You
out
know,
dead people.
Rumor specifically asked us to do a Marry Fuck Kill of all dead rappers, and I thought the shit was so weird.
I don't want to
That's
see
a
a
good
motherfucking
idea.
dead man.
I was like,
That's up next.
This is not about life and death. This is about the essence of the person that we are aware of.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I am using an old picture of Tommy. But I want y'all to think about it as far as the show is concerned, okay?
Okay.
I'm using an old picture of Martin, and to give Cole the respect he was not given when he was on the show, I'm going to use a more current picture of him.
That's not fair. Cause
I know.
Cole-
Life wasn't fair when he was on Martin.
you look about the time.
and this kid right here is different people.
Martin treated people like
they
shit.
doing him bad.
Just take off
Martin
the
treats people like shit.
turtleneck. He look about the time.
But no. He don't. I'm guessing this picture don't do the justice. But Cole is not only in shape, but that hair is moisturized and that mustache is giving 5 heartbeats when they got the money.
Right, but you can't compare cockroach in 2021 to dead Tommy and skinny Martin.
Yeah, we can. We can definitely compare Martin, Tommy, and Cole. Can we not?
Did she say cockroach?
Well, you know, he was
Cockroach on the Cosby
You see
Show.
what the
This is an old ass bitch reference that she giving y'all.
Oh, it's a reference to the Cosby Show. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
okay. I didn't.
Okay.
I said,
Is it fucked up? I'll cancel it. I have 2 more. So if y'all don't
No. We're gonna do it.
this one should be fairly easy.
I feel like it should be easy. Can I tell y'all?
Go for it, Vaughn.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, this is hard. I'm gonna go ahead and marry Martin. I'm gonna tell you why it's hard. It's only hard because my mind tells me that I should marry Tommy, but the truth of the matter is he might not have good dick because Pam was fucking with him, and then when she stopped fucking with him, it was like, oh, go over there somewhere, Tommy. I'm good. I'm with my homegirls. Vivica Fox here. Why are you talking to me? So y'all remember the episode. So I just kind of feel like I'm gonna go ahead, marry Martin's asshole ass.
Yeah, what's next?
I ain't gotta say it. I'm gonna fuck Cole.
Okay.
it's just
You gonna
funny
kill-
hearing you say it.
I'm not gonna say it. We're not gonna do that to respect. But this is about the show, y'all. I've been watching it every time I go to sleep. It's on my mind. I'm sorry.
Because it come on MTV every day.
Ooh.
I actually watch it. Well, first I have season 1 on YouTube because BET Plus fucked it up and they have the episodes out of order a little bit. Like they double one episode when they broke up that first time. They fucked up that sequence of episodes, and that works on my nerves. So I only watch seasons 2 through 4 or 5. Yeah, seasons 2 through. I don't really watch season 5. Seasons 2 through 4 on BET Plus, and I just let it run at night when I go to sleep. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Necey, who you gonna pick, Necey?
I'll go ahead. I'm a Mary Martin. He's funny. He holds a job. Now.
And he gives the impression that the dick was good. I'm just saying, Gina was sprung. How'd you get me?
Now the smash part. This is what I'm coming down to. Usually a dude that really ain't got nothing to his name, the only value that he could potentially hold is in his penis.
His good dick.
So you would assume that it was Cole, but at the same time, we don't know if Tommy got no job, but he also don't live with his mom. So I think for that, rest in peace. I will have to smash Tommy just because I don't want to be smashing underneath nobody mama roof. And Cole can go.
Now, I would... Tommy dead already, so, I'm going to kill Tommy. I'm going to leave that right there. I feel like Cole gets disrespected. I'm sorry, y'all know. I feel like Cole gets disrespected because he had a job at first at the airport. Okay, he was the only one with a car because they always brought up his pacer. So he was driving around, okay, and he eventually moved out of his mama's house. I would marry Cole because he seems to be a hard worker with good dick. And I'm like, I don't need his money. He could be the housemaid. He can clean up around the house. He can take the trash out. He can be the maid around here, but good dick. I would fuck Martin because he knocked your head through that head pole, whatever, the headboard. So I will fuck Martin. But I feel and Cole was fun. Martin was aggravating. I need fun at home. Those are my picks.
I would marry Martin because Martin is fun to me. Like I think the relationship would be very fun. It would be a good marriage. Because when you think about it, him and Gina didn't really get into it a whole lot. And even when they did, it was comical, the way that they got back together. So that was cool. Tommy, I would smash Tommy, even though he didn't have a job.
I didn't see that. Rhythm spoons.
Martin trying to kill that nigga for saying random spoons kills me every time.
Oh my God, bro. I would smash Tommy because even though Tommy didn't have a job, Tommy, for the most part, always had a way to have a chick. Okay. With
And
Cole,
he dressed nice too.
Yes, he did. Okay. And he stood up for Pam when Pam had her little, he would be there for her. But with Cole, it would be no, because his comprehension, I would get irritated with him just off of his thinking. Like we wouldn't be able to connect. And JayLee, for you to say this man moved out of his mama house into that roach infested place, you wrong.
But see, I wouldn't move with him. I would not move with Cole. Cole would have to move with me. And my name would be on the lease. So when I'm done with him, he can leave.
Okay,
but he can be at home and be the, clean up around stuff. But I forgot Cole was stupid.
And he ended up getting with that dumb girl, so that makes sense.
That's
but he
true.
would have to go.
Ooh, child, I guess it's my turn. So obviously I'm a Mary Martin because for the same reason that you guys said, like I love a man that can make me laugh. I love a man that can, like, if we got an argument and then we can still laugh about it later. Like I just feel like it's gonna be fun and the sex will be fun because we have that bond. Definitely gonna kill Cole because I just feel like he looks like a dude that has very short dick strokes. Not like he necessarily has a small dick. I just feel like he has like those pitter patter strokes, and I don't like that shit. Like
pitter patter strokes.
Yes,
I don't like that shit. Like why? Like you're not gonna hurt me. Like
that's the sign.
Oh my God.
And I would definitely fuck Tommy because it's the you ain't got no job, so I just figure he has good dick, and if he ain't got no job, that means bitches are taking care of him because the dick is good.
That is definitely a possibility.
That's a good
Okay.
assumption.
You know, he definitely gives like I sleep with older women for money vibes.
Like he's a little
satisfy him.
gigolo.
It's the shirt. His shirts always coming up here, and him not really showing his chest.
I mean, he got to catch the drip somewhere, right?
He got vests all the time. He got jackets to throw over an arm. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So he
true.
can give you the arm like it's a whole game to it. Listen. See, I told y'all this was gonna be a good one. All right, let's move on. All right, we gotta do a girl one. And since we are all trying to be heads of journalism out this yes, I am giving you
JayLee has
people
left the
you would
building.
never fuck.
JayLee has left the building. She has walked away from the panel. JayLee has quit the panel.
For the judges last week. This has to be retaliation for the black judges last week.
Oh God.
Listen, it was because I was like, we all kind of want to be, you know, heads of media. Women who was popping in media had their own shows. Okay, we want our own shows. Okay, we want a show. Fox Soul, hit us up. This is the lick. I don't know if you know, but that's what the word on the curb is this is the lick. And we might have the same views as some of the shows that's on your, you know, on your station already. Please hit us up. Okay.
Tag and share.
Okay, listen. So I'm giving y'all Wendy, Oprah, and Monique. And to set it up, let me go ahead and go first. Okay. I think without a doubt, we all know that a bitch is marrying Oprah for all of the billions, okay, of reasons that she is an amazing woman and she should be chosen to be married. And I'm fucking Monique because there's something about her energy that tells me she good in bed, like, or her like sex with her is hella like, you know, you be in it. It ain't no lackadaisical fucking. She gon' do from the rooter to the tutor, everything. It's going down, whatever you want to do, daddy, all of that shit. And then I'm gonna kill Wendy Williams because her bottom half is just so unattractive to me. There is no way that I would ever fuck her. But you know, I respect her. Next. Besa, go ahead. Besa, go ahead. Let Besa go ahead. I won't put him on.
This is hard as fuck. Like, we should have started with this. This is hard. Let me tell you, I would marry Oprah because I feel like she would give me all the advice I need. She would teach me how to make money. She would put me in the circles that I need to be in. And she would probably let me have someone on the side. I just feel like I would do that. And can I just kill them both? Look, between the bonnet comment and the cankles, I just can't. So we're just gonna marry Oprah, and I'm not fucking nobody.
Are you wearing bonnets in the airport, Besa?
I'm not, but if you do, I could give a shit. It's not my business.
Okay.
No, I think we can all agree that we don't care. But I still feel like I want y'all to stop doing that. Never mind. I'm gonna let it go. Because I don't want to argue with y'all. But I don't want to see you bitches in the airport with y'all bonnets. I don't want to see you bitches with gold.
You weren't there that week.
She wasn't. She was.
I don't care, y'all. Sorry. I know y'all gonna be upset with me about that, but why would I tell you to do something that I wouldn't do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never be caught in the airport looking trash because you just never know who you might see in that bitch, especially if you're flying in and out of LA or Atlanta or New York. I would never
feel that way about the airport or in general.
I don't even wear bonnets to the garbage can. Like in my building, if I have to walk down the hallway to throw on I'm putting on a hat or a hood.
Y'all better than me.
I'm with you on that. Like, but I still feel the same as you, based on like I still don't give a damn. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not
like,
really.
As long as you don't stink, I don't care.
I'm not gonna make a post about it. But when I was at the airport recently, I was just like, damn, you bitches could do better. Like, damn. Like, they really like
bitches.
Oh wait, no, I froze.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you are frozen.
I'm frozen. Yeah, you're good.
I'm back?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We got on that bonnet situation. Besa said she not fucking nobody. I don't accept that as an answer.
I guess I'd have to fuck Monique, even though I don't like it. We probably have good angry sex because that shit was annoying. And honestly, I felt like she would be very passionate in bed. Right?
Yeah,
Monique?
she seemed like it.
So we're just gonna have to kill Wendy. Boom.
And I'll
For me, I actually would marry Wendy because I know I could be with her for many years and still have Oprah on the side. And the fact that Oprah has not.
Yeah, Oprah ain't marrying nobody.
Thank you. The fact that Oprah ain't marrying nobody and you still get the best of her coins, absolutely, she would be a smash. Monique, you're out of here. I just can't do it. You're gonna have to go.
See, y'all know I need dildo in my life with my lesbians. So I feel like one of these women, Monique has dildos all up into her house. So I feel like I would marry Monique because I need penis and dildos with my lesbians. So I would marry Monique. And I also feel like Monique has an open marriage-ish, so I could also get dick on the side, okay, and be good, and it's fine. Now, I will fuck Oprah because I feel like Oprah pays her fucking partners really, really well. So I can fuck Oprah, get paid, and be good, okay? Now, I would kill Wendy because it's Wendy. I feel like, it's like water's wet, Wendy's dead is what it is. So yeah, I would just kill Wendy. I love her though, because she's Wendy, but I don't want to break that peace.
See, this is the hard part about going last because y'all justify y'all's reasoning like just so well. I'm like, this is so hard. And okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I will marry. I'll marry Wendy. Wendy. I would marry Wendy. The reason being is only because I feel like Oprah ain't marrying nobody, just like Jami said. And Wendy is a messy bitch. But I feel like we would get along just kicking about some shit. Okay? And then smashing, goodness. I guess it's gonna have to be Monique. Ain't nobody looking at Oprah to smash.
She got dildos.
I guess. Yeah, I guess it's gonna have to be a smash for Monique and then Oprah could go. Probably not the best of my coin, but
Okay. So that was tough for everybody, but hilarious nonetheless. Let's move on to the last of the Marry Fuck Kills before we get into I Don't Fuck With You, which is child is a mess. But let's see. Radio host. Haha. Okay, another theme. Charlamagne the God.
Besa like, oh shit.
Joe Budden and Ebro. These are all people that you probably hate.
They so happy.
just probably hate. I don't know enough about Ebro to hate him.
I do. People hate him too.
I like Ebro.
Yeah.
He actually is quite nice. I mean, all of them actually look good in these pictures. So at least I gave y'all, some physicality.
In another life, it'll be a train, like because if we didn't know them.
This one.
No.
If we didn't know them, it would be like we don't choo. Next stop,
Not for me.
By looking at them, not by knowing them, by looking at them.
I'm talking about that too.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. You know what? Boom. I'm killing Charlamagne because he's too short.
Is he? I thought he was.
He like 5'7".
I feel like he's my height, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
And then he does too many gay jokes with envy. I don't like that in my man. I don't even want to fuck you at that point. So, but I want him as a mentor. Hey, Charlamagne. I feel like I would probably I would fuck Joe Budden just to experience it and see why these girls that he be with so crazy over him, because he be doing the most and they still come back, child. And then I would marry Ebro because I feel like he's funny, he's smart, and I just really feel like he has a long stroke game and I fuck with it.
Ebro has big dick energy. He has a lot of big dick energy. And because I listen to them on the radio. I like Ebro. He's an asshole sometimes about some things, but usually he's like logical about shit too. So I like this. I would marry Ebro because again, he seems to have, like Trey Songz type of big dick energy, and I like that. I will fuck Joe Budden. I feel like Joe Budden has amazing toxic dick, and sometimes you want toxic dick, once or twice, 4, 5, whatever. So I would definitely fuck Joe Budden, and I would kill Charlamagne because he said his dick is like 7 inches.
Oh, good night. I agree with Besa and JayLee.
Is that-
I feel like Ebro is the least problematic out of all of them. So I think he would be worth the marriage. Joe Budden, I definitely agree. I think he out here stroking them down. How old is Joe Budden? He just had a child with Sid.
He was like late 30. I think I'm 39, so I think he's like my age.
Let me Google that.
Or something.
Joe Budden.
I think they say because
like
his
38.
beard makes him look older, but he's really like my age. So you know,
Okay.
He's 40.
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
he's 40.
Well, no, he older than me.
Yeah,
I ain't
I'll
40.
take him down through there. And then,
Now I take him down through there.
Charlamagne will have to go. He'll be the most problematic for me.
Oh gosh. Okay. Can I be honest?
Yes.
This is what I was gonna do. I'm trying to think now, y'all. When I make this decision, it's not based off all of the problematicness. Okay.
We laugh because we feel like we may know who you put.
Yeah, I was like, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. You know, we love you anyway.
It's going to go marry Charlamagne. Hold on.
Child, I'm about to click out on that one. What happened?
let me explain to y'all why. Reason being is because Charlamagne is married in real life, and don't nobody really know much about his wife. And I love some low key shit. I don't like all that public stuff. I love some low key shit. So for that reason, yes, I feel like he's been married for a while. So marry him. Now, Smash, I would go Ebro. He seems very chill, something real lax about his aesthetic. Seems like that will be the apparent Smash. And then Kill would be Joe Budden.
Now, I want to mention Charlamagne's wife, we don't know because he cheated for like the whole first half of the relationship.
Okay, don't try to break apart the answer because the
I'm
truth
just
of the matter
like,
is
because she ain't know though. I want my friend to know when she dating a cheating man.
He cheated,
but she said she because he ain't been married that long. He cheated longer than he was married.
I thought he has been married for a while, right?
No, they got married after he stopped cheating. So they've been married for like 7 years. They've been together since like high school. So he cheated for a long time. He then stopped cheating
like that,
and he got with her.
I don't care about stuff like that because I personally feel like people be tying themselves down to relationships way too soon. Like y'all probably shouldn't have been tied down to each other. It's just that I think society teaches women that we need to hurry up and find a man and then only understand shit mentally sometimes. Like there are things that he says in his book, there are things he says on the radio sometimes that I'm like, there's a kindredness in his mindset to me, and that's problematic shit aside, but somebody that preaches truly being who you are and not trying to change that in order to be successful. I feel like that was the greatest lesson that I kind of learned from him over time, is him being honest and truthful on the radio in a way that people did not like, but it didn't stop him from being successful. I appreciated that about him over the years. It's just recently where I've just kind of been like, I can't deal with y'all no more. But like Necey said, if we was like running, off less problematic news about some of these people, I would have married Charlamagne. I probably would have fucked Joe Budden just because, like y'all said, he is toxic, he is a drug addict, and these hoes go crazy over him. So that shit has to be on some top level shelf type shit. And Ebro, I'm gonna just go ahead and let that cascade on by, because are you into black women? I don't know. I don't know who he dates. I don't know anything about his personal life. I just know sometimes he's on the radio. Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I don't.
I can't remember if they said if this person is like,
Did you taste the food?
What she was. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know who his wife is. That's a good question. It's really interesting that, like, now that I really think about it, I've never really seen Charlamagne's wife. I've never seen Ebro's wife, but I feel like they're like Ebro's married too, and he has like $2 or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen Charlamagne's wife because it was like 1 or 2 photos that came out of them at like some event, like a dress up event. But I have never seen Ebro's person, but they've just spoken about her. And I feel like he said before she's black or she's whatever, because people ask what he is too when they have like different issues or whatever. But I don't think we've ever seen her at all. And Joe this day, whoever.
Right. Never seen her. They say it's rumored that her name is Stephanie Marie with no pictures on Google.
Yes.
Stephanie
Nothing.
Marie.
They know what to do, boy.
So
You
that's
ain't
the
gonna
level
know
of
who
low
my man
keyness.
is.
I guess both of them have.
If her last name Jackson or Jefferson, or is it like Morales?
It's
Is it
just
Gonzalez?
Stephanie Marie. It's no last name.
Right, middle name. So
That
that
could be either way.
you can't even guess ethnicity based
Yeah.
on. God
Because Marie
damn.
that can be us, but that can also be, you know what I'm saying, other. So we don't even know.
I see y'all with these super chats. Thank you, Jason Edmonds. We appreciate you. Okay. He said I want to do all three to Oprah and in that order. Oh, all right. Well, child.
Okay.
We glad you feel that way. So let's go ahead and move on. Next segment. All right. So I don't fuck with you. Okay, so we gonna do these, and we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with Kodak Black, y'all. So to explain, Kodak Black decided for his birthday, he made 24, I believe, that he wanted to get a Kobe Bryant Los Angeles Lakers themed birthday party, nigga. And instead of a birthday cake, he gets I think he got a cake too, but he gets a jet and a car and balloons and an outfit. And I even think he did his hair in a little special Rugrat way for the Lakers, colors and theme. Okay. People thought this was in bad taste. You know what I'm saying? Why would you get a jet, a helicopter, in this with this man's, I think his name, number, all of that shit might have been on it. Like, why would you do that? Like, that just seems, I don't know, a bad choice. But I'm gonna say this. Y'all know Kodak Black is slow, and y'all know that a lot of these boys are slow. They're super duper seniors. They kind of, they low-key have learning disabilities that they mammies never checked. And so they just out here acting like they regular, and they really not regular. Okay, they're not regular people. This is what a few people had to say. Am I the only one that is wondering why Kodak thought it was a good idea to make a helicopter after Kobe? Explain how he didn't mean in any disrespect, and Kobe literally died from a helicopter accident along with his daughter Gigi and 5 other people. Sometimes y'all niggas gotta think, and I'm telling y'all, he does not have the capability or the bandwidth. Somebody else said, how is that a tribute? How is that respectful? Kobe died on his helicopter in it. Whatever. They fucked up that tweet. But whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. What do y'all think?
That sounds very on brand for the dumb shit that Kodak Black always thinks is okay. Honestly, ever since he did the whole Lauren London thing after Nipsey Hussle's passing, I have not been surprised about any fuckery, dummery, diddy that this motherfucker has done. He's just slow, he's stupid, he doesn't know how to fucking read the room. He does make good freaking songs, but it's just the common sense is just not there.
I've never been a fan of Kodak Black, so I don't even know what his music honestly sound like. If I listen to it, it's by accident. I think that you guys are on track with him being dumb, because that's exactly what I was thinking. He don't have all the marbles. However, just because he does not have all the marbles, I feel like it's still okay to check him until he captures it and realizes and learns that this was in poor taste. This was disgusting. I'm surprised his Vanessa hasn't said anything, because she be on everybody else that has anything to do with disrespecting her husband in any facet if she feels that way. So I mean, I agree with y'all, but I feel like him being checked, it's okay. Continue to check him until he learns, because that's fucked up. I mean, because at some point it's we got to stop excusing the fact that he dumb and he ain't got all the marbles. Sometimes we got to start expecting more of him. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
But, I kind of fault some of the people that continue to put him in the position that he's in by listening to his music, buying his stuff, and supporting him. So I feel like I kind of blame him, but that's all I got, y'all.
I don't know that man. I don't know that man music. I don't like to give energy to people who I feel like is stupid, and he's stupid. I didn't even know this happened to this now. I think that's some fuck shit. I feel like anybody who tries to equate Kobe to any kind of airplane, bird, anything flying, I feel like that makes no sense. It's why he died that way. So how is that a tribute? It's I give you
his daughter.
Yeah, it's I give you want to do, the colors of the Lakers. I get that. There's other ways to celebrate yourself and incorporate Kobe. At what point did whoever made the helicopter not say, you know what, maybe you shouldn't do, I don't want to make a helicopter for you because I don't want to be attached. I'm I don't get it. But again, Kodak is dumb. So I do not pay him any attention when he does anything because I feel like he's just it's fuck shit.
Like nobody said this was a bad idea. Nobody said this was even the person that took the damn photo. Nobody said anything.
Hey, take a picture. Hot ass mess. But y'all, as soon as this picture came up, I just started thinking about all the things that he said that's problematic. Remember, y'all, even I think a year ago he had said something about effing young MA, even though she don't like dudes. It was something along those lines.
Yes, they actually got into it about that because it was like sexual harassment or something. Like this girl don't want you, so you keep talking about how you want to fuck her. He didn't stop either. He doubled down on it.
Yes, that. And then this fool was wearing a 45th president jumpsuit not too long ago.
Oh yeah, no. Trump got him out of jail. Trump signed his pardon. So
that's him.
Trump. He says their relationship is great.
He got something about Trump tatted on him, I think.
Child, embarrassing as Jami would say.
Comment from JTV. He says Kodak makes Florida look bad. This is what I'm talking about.
Florida makes Florida look bad.
No shade for it. No shade for it.
R. Kelly, but we let him live. Child, they say you do that.
And then also, let's not forget that a couple years ago, he was like, I don't like dating black bitches. I don't like dark-skinned bitches. I like them light. I'm black enough. I was like, oh, all right. And then all of a sudden, he wants Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody was like, I thought you didn't like dark-skinned girls. What's happening?
Right.
And people still fuck with him? It's weird that people do dumb shit and they be like, oh, look at all the dumb shit they do, but nobody. So you know what? Let's just stop supporting that person. Like,
right.
Push him out the way.
A woman that did it, and I saw like it was like a thread or something like that on Twitter where they talk about how the bar is so different for female rappers. Now, had they did this, y'all would be trying to eat them alive and cancel them.
Speaking of, I'm glad you brought that up because I can just go ahead and slide this in. So Cardi B posted this, okay? Right before we came up here, I saw this. She said female rappers had to bust their ass on performances, great visuals, hours on makeup, hours on hair, pressured by the public to look perfect, make great music, and yet are the most disrespected. It's always they not good enough. What's new? It's boring. Why her, not me? And I think this is a reflection of what y'all was just saying about how if it was a female rapper, she'd get dragged through the mud. I mean, Meg got shot by somebody and y'all still trying to figure out a way to make her the bad guy out of that situation. I'm at a loss for how a bitch get a bullet in her foot. They like, it did not happen. And if it did happen, bitch, somehow it was your fault. What?
I think that happens with women. I think people like to discredit women when we do good work, even for us as panelists. Like we put in hard work daily, but you would not, other people may get the praise. Oh, they're great. It's like, no, but we do great too. So I feel like with rappers, they should not feel like no one cares about their hard work and their ethic. It's like everyone works hard and you should not make women feel as if we have to do more just to be equal. Like that's the fucked up part. Like people don't like Cardi, whatever, but I'm like, she worked her ass off to come from where she came from to where she is now. Like, see her first season of Love and Hip Hop to where she is now. She has definitely perfected her brand and her craft. I feel like people need to acknowledge when women do that. Like you go from I won't say nothing, but like the beginning to perfection. And they like to act like when men do a little bit of goodness, oh, it's amazing that Kodak Black went to prison and got out and on some fuck shit. But I'm like, fuck y'all. Cardi was a stripper. And she's a multi-platinum selling rapper. That bitch is a millionaire, okay? With a good looking husband, cheats, whatever. But again, she has a whole life that she wants. And it's fucked up that people don't see that.
Right. Everything JayLee just said.
I was getting mad sometimes though.
No, period.
It's always different.
So I have two more I don't fuck with yous, and this one came out of nowhere on the flick, but I wanted y'all opinion on it because I've never done this. White nail polish is not the only color that can go on toes. And I understand the aesthetic, but like you're allowed to switch it up. Do you bitches really be out here getting white on y'all toes every time? Talk to me.
I really do.
Yes. I'm like, why are they so loud?
No shame, I really do. If they're
Yeah.
not
I get
white,
different
every
colors.
once in a while I'll do a black, but nah, my toes are white right now.
Yeah, mine too. I would do a pink or a blue, but it has to be a light color. I don't
Y'all,
really
I
like.
am so astonished. I have on red right now. I am so
Mm.
astonished because I have never thought to put white paint on my nails. Like, I don't know why. Like,
It
it
looks
just,
good.
I'm a color girl. I do black.
White, no,
I
white
do
looks
brown.
really, really good, but I don't think it should be like. I don't think white should be like the
Yeah,
only color to get. But I do. White looks great though. But I think you can be allowed to get other colors besides white. But white do look great.
I think sometimes too, like for myself, sometimes I be thinking too hard about what I want on my actual nails. So I don't really think that hard on my feet. It's like, girl, just give me white, honey. Do the pure white, and then let me just get this color right here on my nails. So that be like my go-to sometimes. But I may switch it up with a light color, you know.
Like I used to do French tips before white was a thing.
Okay.
Yes,
Not that I did French tips.
I feel like all black girls, well, not all, but majority of black girls had that transition where it was French tips, and then from the French tips, you know, white toes.
I missed
For
it.
me, the only other color that I will get is red toes, but that's only when I have red nails because to me, like red is just classic. Red is basically the nude. So
Yeah.
red.
I'm gonna try.
That's how I feel. I love red. I often get brown and red, and then when I get into the winter months, I'm a black girl. I'll stay with some black nail polish, but I love a good brown
colors.
And I love I mean me too. Don't JayLee, I do pink, but even though I be wanting to do blue, but something be like, girl, that's gonna
I love a good turquoise.
You know, I do.
Yeah.
I just sometimes I be feeling like I don't know. For the week and a half, I'm gonna have that on. I don't know. I like the reds and the brown. I like nudes on my nails so that they can go with everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had to ask y'all about that because I was just like, wait a minute, I did not know that this is all that the black girls was doing. Like I feel left out. But let's go ahead to this next one, y'all. And I'm going to play some videos for y'all and then we will discuss. Okay? We ready?
Yeah. I'm saying I'm beautiful. I appreciate you telling me that, but I am very much my daddy's. Please don't call me beautiful.
Please don't.
Please.
I don't appreciate that.
I don't want no rides.
And I'll come pick her up and I'm the driver. She don't want that ride. I will be the driver. Cab wise, nigga. Cab position. They said Bella glowing. That's daddy's glow. That's my baby. Bella's my heart. That's my baby. Can't nobody fuck with her. That's my girl, period. I've been with this girl for 6 months. Are you dumb? This girl know me, period.
I do. And I love you so much. I'm about to cry. I love you so much, Daddy. No, it's okay. She's like, oops, I'm so sorry for calling you beautiful. It's okay.
Yeah, don't play that. It ain't okay.
I'm sorry. It's not okay.
Sorry, it's not okay. Bill, I'm happy your ass not drinking like me. One of us got to have a sober mind at this point.
But yeah, Daddy, you know what?
Sharing is caring. You can share me. You can't share my girls belong to me, period. You can't share this.
Who says sharing is caring?
One of these girls, I don't know.
I am happily owned by Angela Natural Genius. If you cannot tell, her name is tatted on my chest, so everybody can see who I'm owned by. Sorry. I am branded like a cow. Where am I going?
Did she?
It's the people that's still talking to the people that's no longer messing
Wait
with
on
daddy.
it. Wait on it.
Because if you don't mess with daddy, I don't mess with you. And vice versa.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
Thank you, Daddy.
Exactly, Michaela. Vacation means you have time. All the time in the world. Exactly.
So, if you don't mess with daddy, like, why are you talking and associating yourself with people that mess with daddy? I don't get it. I can't do it. I won't do it.
And I'll never get it. And I'm never going to get it. And it's the audacity for me. And it's the boldness. Like, daddy sees everything. And whatever you think daddy don't see, I definitely see.
We definitely see.
We definitely see.
Well,
I had left because that was weird.
I know it was a lot. Necey sent me this because Necey is the Twitter god of us. Okay, she's the Twitter god. She's always on Twitter, and she saw this on Ashley Shy Miller. Okay, we're gonna get our girl on here one day. Shout out to her. But she saw this on her Twitter page about these. I don't even want to call them lesbians because I feel like one girl might be a stud, but a lot of them BBWs that she fucking with, them chicks might not necessarily consider themselves lesbians and still fucking with this girl. So I'm not even going to say that. But this is a cult. Okay? This is basically a cult where this lesbian stud chick named Angela uses these women to bolster her social media presence on TikTok. And then she like owns them. So if you want to be her girl, you have to put her name in your bio on TikTok. And then there's like a rigid schedule and shit. So one of the girls went on vacation and was not there for one of her TikTok lives. And so they ostracized the girl. And if one of the other girls continues to talk to someone who has been ostracized, then that's a problem. That's why you saw the other two girls saying, you know, it's the boldness for me. How you gonna talk to somebody that's not, you know, in the circle anymore and all of that. So it's a lot, y'all. It is a lot that is going on. And as you can see, she don't have a lot of followers, but the fact that she got 3 women that I saw, 3 women that I saw, because it's more than that.
Yeah, I was about to say it's more than that. I think they said 4 out of 4, I think 6 minimum. 4 out of the 6 have met her, is what they said.
You know, crazy shit. I just not to put myself on blast, but this sounds like my last relationship, child. Well, the dude from Florida, like, it'd be like that
at this point.
You was in the car. What happened?
It literally reminds, because if a girl was to leave, all of a sudden it was like, oh, we don't know her no more.
So you was in
my life.
So you, babe?
I basically had like 3 girlfriends and a dude at like one time.
Wow, that does.
All living in one house?
Kind of.
Your choice.
Yeah,
That's like the polyamory.
Wait, hold on. Your choice, or did he trick you? Meaning you was into him first, and then when you found out about the other shit, you was just kind of like, oh, okay.
I kind of fell into it because we were like just working together because I did blogging back then, and then we started like getting closer together. You know when you're around someone too damn much, and then somehow
we would know.
Hell no. And so
I had to make sure these Instagrams.
He definitely kind of like keeps his Instagram is locked. He like doesn't really show his face that much. He kind of like he thinks he's Taz's Angels, if you will. And that's basically what he like was trying to build at one point. And I wasn't really fucking with him like that at first. And then eventually we started kind of like fucking around. And then everybody knew that I was like the square because, well, he was a pimp. And I was the only one that I wasn't like dancing at clubs. I wasn't like posting on Backpage or anything like that. So child, it was a lurch, and it really gets like that. Like when you're in the poly fly type lifestyle, when someone leaves the group, you don't know her.
Wow.
Unless she comes back.
That is crazy.
Only girl.
Can you explain to me why?
I don't know why.
Like if you like the girl, like why would you stop talking to her?
Because when you're in that situation, you are extremely brainwashed. Like your mind is not your own anymore. Like you basically wake up when you're supposed to wake up. You do what you hang out as a group for the most part. You really don't have any friends outside of that group. Like that is your new family, damn near.
Oh wow,
it's weird.
How long?
It's a
how
lot.
long were you in that?
I was fucking with him for like 3 years.
How did you meet him?
How did we meet? I really don't remember how we met, if I'm really keeping it 100. Because this was like back in 2013, some shit like that.
Yeah, that was right up off the cusp of the Taz Angel type. Whatever happened to those girls?
So
they're still around.
Oh.
Do you
It's just only 2 of them.
Do you consider yourself bisexual already, or did that happen with him?
Jamie's face.
This is
She had to get closer.
good information. Okay.
Listen.
I'd been with a girl before then, but it was like more once like we all were like together and like sometimes he wouldn't be around and like shit would happen because we'd all be drunk. But yeah.
Okay. And so how do you feel now? Like since going through that?
I feel like it was I don't want to say it was necessary, but I feel like when I grew up, I was like very sheltered, which made it to where I could fall in some shit like that. Like I just didn't, I want to say I didn't have the guidance, but it was very easy because I was very depressed. I was very insecure. I didn't have like my own footing as much as people thought that I had my own footing. And I didn't believe in myself the way that I thought that, or shall I say the way people thought that I did. Like I had like a lot of self-esteem issues and the shit that I dealt with him, it made it so easy for him to just be like, oh, okay. And so eventually like shit just kind of like,
How did you go through your healing process? Like, did you sit down with the therapist? Like, how did you, I guess, like your transition out of that situation? I kind of want to know how it ended too, and then how your transition afterwards.
It ended by me leaving Florida because he was in Seattle doing dumb shit. Like literally what happened is I saw in his stories that he was at a meet and greet with Nipsey Hussle and he didn't get a shout out from me and I was upset. I was like, why didn't you have him do a drop for me? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then he was like, oh, well, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, so at this point, you've forgotten like everything that I wanted to do. Because back then, one of the reasons why I stopped doing videos is because he said it was stupid. He was like, why are you always watching these shows? Like, what are you doing? Like, he didn't like it. He's like, why are you doing this? You should be doing this. And so it was like very, very controlling type of situation. Mm-hmm. And when he proved to me that he just didn't, well, I guess it clicked eventually. But he really didn't give a shit about my career. He didn't really give a shit about me maneuvering as a blogger. And then he got like arrested. So I called my cousin. I was like, girl, can you fly me back to Seattle? I was like, I literally have no money.
Mm-hmm. And you were like, girl, he's not even a resource anymore. What's the reason? Let me go.
Period.
And what was your healing? Like, how did you go through that? Did you see a therapist?
I didn't see a therapist. I did a lot of drinking. I would say that I honestly lost myself for like a year and a half afterwards. Like I was completely lost then. I wasn't myself. I don't know who the fuck that was. Like that person and this person now are completely different. And literally over these years, I've just been having to grow myself and nurture myself and realize that and see the signs when someone's like abusive or, I went on a date with one dude and then he was saying certain things and I was like, you're a pimp, aren't you? And he was like, nah. I was like, I know you fucking lying. He was. And so he and I like didn't talk anymore, but I was able to like kind of connect those dots really quickly because I'd already been through that.
The life lesson.
It was the life lesson. I didn't need the lesson that damn way, but apparently I did. It definitely made me see things a little bit differently when it comes to like strippers and when it comes to like escorts because they're just normal ass people at the end of the day. But yeah, that was not my life. I had no reason being there.
Oh, girl.
And now you know.
Right?
Now I know. Sometimes no one is half the battle. We have to go through things to become what we're supposed to be. So even though we go through fucked up situations, it makes us better later on. So that's a good thing that you
this is
out of that.
Great second chapter to a novel, girl. You better write it all down.
I'm definitely gonna write it out because there's like so much more that we're just not gonna talk about today. But yeah. That situation was a hot ass mess.
And let us know we should have you back someday, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Part 2. Where you at?
Thank you so much. All right, y'all. So y'all know what it's time to do. It's time. It's time to like the video, and I'm about to put the graphic on the screen. And I want y'all to get ready because we about to test this out. And I'm glad it's on my channel this time so that I can test this out without fucking up anybody else's monetization. You better like this video, ho. You better like this video, ho. You better like. You better like this video, ho. You better like. You better like this video, ho. I know that's right.
I love it.
Started off a little shaky there, but I got into my rhythm. little shake, but I pulled it in. All right. I hope y'all
Off
took
the
that moment.
shackles of oppression with that beat.
Okay. That's that vodka redo that I put a little quick chop on this and sped up the it was gonna let me fuck with it in the algorithm. And it's been sitting on my channel for at least like 2 or 3 hours at this point. So we should be good. All right, giggity giggity. So after with that being said, let's move on to our next segment. All right.
You dance backstage.
So it was generally it was a slow gossip week. So we really only have 3 topics to talk about. And I don't need to explain a lot of these. I don't have to explain this one. Trick Daddy Dollars put his foot in his mouth and got some of his business knocked down a tad bit by a few stars on Yelp. On the Google, he went from like a 4.0 to like a 2.2 the last time I checked. Very disrespectful. But people tell y'all all the time, stop fucking playing with Beyonce. And everybody falls in line. Everybody falls in line. Nobody has a problem. We all accept what we are with this shit and we let it go. Okay? We say we love and we move on. We find a way to love and we move on. We don't get our shit ruined because we trying to prove a point. And the Music Next Monster was trying to prove a point that you're not gonna tell me what the fuck to say. You ain't gonna tell me. I got an opinion. I got an asshole like everybody else. And if you don't have an asshole, what you got, you're full of shit. And I'm not full of shit. And Beyonce ain't my favorite singer. The bitch can't really sing. Nah.
Oh, it's the Mucinex monster for me.
That's what he says. That's what I called them back in the day, and then I let up off of them, and then I had to give it back to him because he's just always saying some ignorant shit. And I feel bad for Trina because they have so many business ventures linked together, including their radio show, and I don't know what this is gonna do. You know what I'm saying? There's already his restaurant is being given terrible reviews, and oh Lord, it's just not a good look. And I do feel like he changed his tune a tad bit. He was just like, is she a good performer? She's one of the best performers. I said that. She one of the best performers. But is she better than Stephanie Mills? No. And I'm like, I can't really argue with you there. There is something about Stephanie Mills' voice that I just go up for. And I feel good. I had to give it to you right quick. But at the end of the day, y'all, Trick put his foot in his mouth. What y'all say?
This what he did.
Why did my wine go in my nose? Hold up.
I wasn't ready.
Nobody at all but Trick Daddy. I guess he thought he was safe on Clubhouse because he had some people that were co-signing him. But those people ain't got the celebrity-ism that you got, okay? And you barely got that. And I think he operated in a level of he was untouchable. I think he tried to pull a Boosie because Boosie does that too, where he feels like can't nobody say nothing to him, right? And he probably thought maybe the most they'll do is just deactivate his Instagram, like they always do Boosie. But no, that came for your company now. So yeah, he just should really just leave Beyonce alone. Beyonce should just be minding her business, and whether she can sing or not, she's way more successful than you.
See, I thought 2 different things about it because Trick is stupid. I feel like it's one thing to say that you don't like her music. You can say I don't like her music. But to say that Beyonce can't sing is stupid. I feel like even to try to compare her to Stephanie Mills or Anita Baker or whoever else, each of those artists are them. Like Anita Baker is Anita Baker. Stephanie Mills is like Beyonce is Beyonce. You can't make it seem as if because her voice isn't the same as anybody else's, she can't sing. And I also feel like I think he thought, yeah. And it's like everybody is different in their own way. Something that was stupid. But I feel like I like that Trina put out her own little Beyonce as a queen on her IG. Like, I'm not even going to have anyone think I agree with Trick. I'm gonna make sure the following day it shut up. And I watched Funky's video, and Funky brought up a good point. He's like, Trick is confused to think that he's bigger than what he is because in Miami, in Florida, he's huge. So in Florida, he feels like he's untouchable. But to the world, Craig, the world, you not as big as you think you are. Like no one, like we can't even boycott your music because we don't even listen to it. So I feel like he is fighting a battle he can't win. Like, and they went for your restaurant. That's your money maker. So I feel like you should have just said, like, I don't like her music. But anyone, Beyonce can fucking sing circles around anybody. She's a great singer, period. And I feel like Trick is just stupid. He likes attention, and he don't know he say fucked up shit that it's gonna get him fucked up. But I'm like, I mean, who cares? We don't care about Trick.
So for me, this whole week I was like, I have nothing because like that. Is Beyonce not? That has to be argued with Trick Daddy, like that.
Beyonce,
right?
Beyonce,
exactly. That's what I was like. Do I even need to? But the way I feel about this is, anytime somebody wants attention, you just have to say something about Beyonce. So if you just wanted attention, all you had to do was say so. You just didn't get the attention you wanted.
You know what's funny? There's like a radio host in Atlanta where she was like, she said the same thing. She was like, Trick Daddy put his foot in his mouth. But then she also was like, she thinks that Trick Daddy, I felt like her name was like Brittany or Britt or something like that. And she was like, I feel like he was talking about Beyonce back in the day, back when like she first started in Destiny's Child. And she was like, to her, Beyonce is not like your singer. Like if you were to put Beyonce next to Whitney Houston and Jennifer Hudson in a studio and everybody was just belting things out, she was like, they would win. But my whole thing was, I mean, if you want to end your career, definitely say something bad about Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like Trina was smart. She was like, I want no parts of this. So, you know, I just feel like, I feel like with Clubhouse, people get too comfortable because you're talking and nobody can see you and you're in your home. Some people are sitting on their couch drinking and you're just having like that kitchen table talk. But a lot of people are in there. They're screen recording. So I just feel like he got a little too comfortable. Kind of like how Kevin Hart, when he got real blasted after coming in Clubhouse and was saying something crazy and got like an argument. I just really feel like Clubhouse stays getting people in trouble because they get way too comfortable. Like if that's how you feel, that's cool. But as Trick Daddy, why would you publicly say that?
Right. What I would love for Beyonce to do is to take this clip of Trick Daddy talking shit and put it on a routine or something, because I can't wait for her to flex on his ass. But at the same time, who is he to flex on? Beyonce don't even have to do that.
Because she said she's working on music. Because when Michelle had them on her little her mental health podcast, Beyonce said she's working on music. I'm like, she gonna come out and something gonna say like fuck Trick, fuck his restaurant, fuck them roaches, fuck his face, and it's like, you know, leave him be.
She has her sort of ways, like she did Tiffany. If you want to party with the queen, you're gonna have to sign a what she said, a non-disclosure Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
So she has her ways. I'm sure she's gonna be at him, and we're gonna be talking about it.
All right. With that being said, let's move on to the second gossip topic. It's the city girls. Okay. And listen, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all messing with the city girls. I want y'all to leave them the fuck alone. You know how they perform. They rappers. They don't really do a lot of choreography at their little small stage shows that y'all hoes be showing up to in them hole in the wall clubs. Stop
choreography.
Choreography. Listen, stop acting like a bitch supposed to have choreography. Shout out to Jocelyn, to, you know, they songs at these little bitty clubs on these little bitty stages. Bitch, appreciate the Destiny's Child of the outfits. Appreciate the matchiness of what we giving y'all on stage. We here, bitch. Like, we rappers. We don't sing. Like, this ain't, you know, this ain't that. Either way, because people have something to say about them no matter what. I do feel like they should always and constantly be in a space of trying to do better and be better at what they're doing. And I think they're already in that mindset, because I've heard Young Miami get better. JT was always, to me, just like an okay rapper, but they get slamming beats. Their accents are infectious. And they get little, like, you know, little cliche shit they say in their songs, and everybody like to say it. Like, it's hilarious. Niggas be out here rapping, you know, I don't work job, bitch, I am a job. Like, it's a thing. So I feel like you can't really hate on the hustle at the end of the day. Them girls came from absolutely nothing and created something for themselves. I can't be mad at that. They do have bad attitudes. They from Miami. I'm from New Orleans. I feel like Miami gets us, we get them. It be ignorant on these port cities. So I get it, and I understand y'all. But social media is a lot. Y'all do the most. They at their show performing, and you trying to give this bitch your phone so she can record something on your phone. And then when she tell you no, y'all get mad and get in the comments and be like, "Oh, these bitches' attitudes is so terrible. Not even up there performing, blah blah blah." And it's like, the truth of the matter is, I would love to see how some of you ignorant bitches handle all of them people coming at you all the time, because a lot of y'all can't handle y'all bosses coming in y'all office to ask y'all to do y'all damn job. Let alone a whole bunch of people telling you what the fuck to do on social media. But y'all go ahead and run it.
So what happened? Like, are people like just clowning their performance?
They were mad because she didn't want to take their phone to record something on their phone.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Let me tell you something. Motherfuckers be so goddamn entitled, and that shit pisses me the fuck off.
I would say fuck them people.
Fuck them hoes.
Like, some celebs have even stopped taking pictures with people just off of stuff like that, and how they may take the picture and then try and sit up there and say, "Oh, I was with this person," make the picture be more than what it is. It's like, y'all about to ruin it for everybody. Not only is she gonna not take your phone during her performance, which only makes sense. She's performing. Why would she do that? But y'all gonna prevent people from coming to the back to even get a picture with them because y'all so disrespectful.
People are so freaking entitled, and I just don't understand why you feel like you are owed the world just because you listen to someone on iTunes. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand it.
That's that dance for me type stuff when they see you on the spot. I get that, but I have to say, y'all, I saw Young Miami live when JT was locked up, and where was I at? I was at Broccoli Fest in DC, and I was most excited to see the City Girls. I was on some
Not most excited.
What'd you say?
I said not most excited, bitch. Like that.
I
love the language.
There was a lot of people there. I saw a lot of people, but I was very excited to see City Girls. I mean, Tiana Taylor was there. Lil Wayne, everybody was there. Young Miami came out there and she gave nothing. Like, in the most disrespectful type of way, she gave nothing, like intentionally. Like, and I was just like, wow, this is kind of sad. So I can understand some of the lacklusterness that people are talking about. But as far as asking somebody to grab your phone while they're doing their job, that's bullshit.
I feel like people see how they are. Like, I think they know, like I think the City Girls have a reputation of being like lazy performers. Like, they come and give a performance, but it's not like an amazing show. So I feel like, why be upset about how you know they are? Like, you know they don't really fuck with y'all. Like, I just wouldn't support them, me personally. But I also, as the City Girls, I would not give a fuck about who was complaining about what I do. Like, if you came to my show, I did it. That's it. I don't owe you shit else. So I wouldn't go home and then want to comment on y'all backlash about me because I got paid already. Like, I think, like, Beyonce don't say shit good or bad about what's about her. We have to get on Beyonce's level. If Beyonce cannot follow nobody on social media and don't care about what anyone says, she puts her responses in her art. That's the best way to respond. When you want to respond to somebody, come on your show, talk your shit. They know you talking to them. Do it that way, because to directly respond to people gives them energy that they don't need. So I feel like, go to their show, pay for the show, and go home.
I feel like this is another thing of what we saw earlier today about how female artists are treated versus how men are treated. Y'all complaining about their performance technique, but some of these people don't even, like, some of these men don't even give you energy. Some of them don't even walk back and forth across the stage. They just literally move around in a box. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just be jumping up and down. Like, we just
don't have no dancers.
They don't have no dancers. They don't have nothing. Nothing. Just a bunch of dudes, just like they're going to a award show with their gang. They just got a bunch of dudes standing in the back watching them. Yikes. Good luck.
You
Singing
get what you
the
pay
words
for.
and shit. What you saying the words for, nigga? You ain't got no microphone. Be quiet.
But
Anyway.
do the city girls all? Because I think I've just heard. Because I don't know them like that.
Mhm.
But I feel like I've always heard people say that they give a lazy performance. So I'll be wondering
I feel
why
like
they question it.
JT ain't even been out long enough to give y'all nothing anyway. By the time she got out, we hit a pandemic. So what do y'all want from her?
Yeah, it's
Right.
like that's their show.
Down the best she could, but come on now.
I mean, I feel like they do need to eventually step shit up, but I feel like that's for any artist. That's for
Yeah.
any artist that's out here trying to have some type of longevity that's more than a 2-3 year span. You need to be reinventing yourself and doing more on period. Okay. And I understand it's hard to deal with people. And I understand y'all don't understand that you need to get your ass off social media because y'all are younger. But get your ass off social media. Pay somebody to do that shit for you. Y'all don't always need to be in y'all phone like regular girls your age because you got so many people talking shit to you. It's hard to ignore that shit. I don't care what nobody talking. That's why I say don't even look at it because you're going to feel away. You're going to feel away because it's impossible sometimes not to because people go fall. If they feel like it, they go fall. And something tells me these girls' comments, DMs, and everything probably be on the most ignorance of ignorant shit. Okay? But let's go ahead and move on to the last ignorant gossip comment, and that is the boy Nick Cannon. So he finally came out, y'all, and told us what was on his mind as to why he has been impregnating the world. And he was on Howard Stern and basically said because of his lupus, he often gets very sick, and his doctors have told him that he might die sooner than most. So because of that, he lives with reckless abandon. Why wear a condom? He literally is saying that with his arms in the air. Why wear a condom? And I was like, because you can get an STD and have gonorrhea for the rest of the life you do have. Because, and I'm sure Nick Cannon, he's rich. I'm sure he gets everybody STD tested ahead of having raw sex with them. I'm sure he does that. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes shit is undetectable. Sometimes shit lies dormant. Either way, my dude, it is so irresponsible to have so many children in the world that you know you may not be here to take care of. What in the entire fuck? Ladies, please go ahead.
I feel two ways. I feel like I get his point. I feel like if you're dealing with I may die soon, you may have these thoughts of, okay, I want to leave, I want to leave as much as I can. I think he does have enough money to where if he died tomorrow, his kids will be well taken care of. So I get that part of it because again, he's still young, and to be diagnosed with lupus and then be told like you're lucky to be alive, it can change your whole mindset. I get that part. However, I also feel like, but you ain't dead yet. And you live in life as if you dead, and what happens once you're gone doesn't matter. And I kept saying my whole issue is you are making families in separate households. If you feel like you may die, marry one person and get her knocked up as much as possible. Every year, get her knocked up. Just keep having babies. Or you have enough kids to where your legacy will be carried on. You have 6 kids, now 7. So I feel like I get his point of I'm scared, not scared, but I'm thinking about not being here. But also, you can't be out here saying, well, I might die, so fuck condoms. I'm looking like, what? And I see another post that his daddy said how he doesn't believe in abortion. Believe in condoms. You cannot want, it's crazy. But I also get his thought process too. Because who wants to deal with dying at 38 or how old he is?
I disagree.
And it makes you flip out.
I don't understand his process. And I think it's very selfish of him to say that he's living with reckless abandonment, but you're fathering children and not considering the abandonment that they may go through because you were not here. So I'm like, that's BS. That's just something you trying to feed people. Like, I just disagree with that. Even if he had a wife and he just kept impregnating her, I still feel like that's unfair to her. That you're going to be gone and she's going to be left here to take care of these 5 to 7 kids. So Nick is not moving, in my opinion, off no reckless abandonment. I feel like he's moving out of pure selfishness and using that as an excuse to continue to go raw with these ladies. And they just be like, okay, they understand. He probably hit them with the sympathy. They go along with it. Whoop, there it is. They pregnant. And then for the rest of their life, they're going to be known as Nick Cannon baby mama. Like, cut it out.
100%. It's ego. selfishness and ego. It's like you want to create a brand for what? I mean, legacies can be created beyond creating abandoned children. like do something for generations beyond yours. Invest in the 5 or 6 children that you already got, and just focus on this. I have to agree 100%.
And didn't he have he's what, on his 4th kid this year?
It's gonna be 7 this year. I think.
No, it's gonna be 5 this year.
Oh,
the other one's due next.
No, it'll be 4. It'll be 4.
It's 2 sets of twins.
No, it's
and
just
there's
4.
one girl. No, but this one girl is due any day now.
She having twins too?
No, but she's having 1. So that's 2, 2, and 1, 5.
No, it'll be no. It was just 1. It
I
was.
thought
It
he
was
just
no.
had twins with that other.
he did. He has
Right,
2.
so it's one
twins,
twins
and then the
and then
one
one
girl, and then so it's 4. You're right.
Yeah.
Child, I'm so confused at this fucking point. Excuse me.
Girl, I'm just lost.
I just always find it so interesting, and obviously women can't get pregnant and have that many kids the way that men can impregnate them, but at the same time you're still having all these little seeds everywhere. So it's I don't know, I just always find it so interesting that nobody says anything about Nick Cannon having all these random ass kids. But yet everybody goes in on NBA Youngboy. Everybody goes in on Future. Nobody gives a shit that Nick Cannon is doing this. And maybe it's because Nick Cannon is funny. Maybe it's because people like wilding out. It's nobody really comes at him like that. But I feel like people just are oh, okay, Nick Cannon's having another kid. That's dope. I was even listening to The Breakfast Club, and they were like, oh, that's what's up. And I'm just
It's not.
No, it's complete bullshit.
Isn't
Right.
it? Thank you, Ash Tuck, for the super chat. If Nick died tomorrow, those BMs would drain that trust. You see what DMX family is going through, and most of his kids were grown. All Nick kids are young. Yeah,
I think that's different. I think DMX family did. I think no one. Right, DMX. That was, you can tell from the moment he was sick that nothing was in order. I feel like Nick probably had shit in order, so it won't be that.
DMX
I think
DMX
DMX
was
is
making money back with the verses and stuff he had in the works. He probably had just made his money back. Another thing is somebody mentioned that Nick has lupus and that's hereditary. So you're also possibly giving that to your kids. So it's
oh, wow.
So, and not to say that you shouldn't have kids just because you have lupus, but the thought that you just out here not, caring, and it's another reason why you should care a little bit more than you do. Does anybody want to say anything else about this man?
He's a fuckboy.
In his turban.
I think he is a fuck boy. He's just as bad as Future.
He's a fuck boy. I want to take this time to give y'all the stats on Besa and where you guys can find her, because y'all were asking. She is a iHeartRadio host. She is on Cube. Was it 9? Is it 92.3?
Cube 93.3.
Oh, y'all got
p.m. to midnight. Yeah,
we got a Q93 here too. Okay, but that's our hip hop and R&B station too, girl. But yes, Monday through Saturday she's on there. Go finish telling them, Besa.
Yeah, so Monday through Saturday I'm on Cube, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. I'm actually literally on the radio right now. I just pre-recorded my show so I could do this. And then weekends I'm on Jami 107.5, which is the Portland station, from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then obviously I'm on TikTok and Instagram with my best life.
Okay.
Besa,
okay.
have you been working from home a lot? Or are you okay, so you're still continuing to work from home?
Yeah.
Do you like that better, being at home, or do you prefer to go into the station?
It depends. For example, yesterday, right? So they have a new system for us so that way we can record from home and then the audio isn't all wonky and fucked up like it was when we were basically before, when we had to start working from home because of COVID. We would remotely connect to the studios, right? Which made it to where there was this whole buffering situation and the audio just sounded real janky on the radio. So they created a whole new system for us to be able to do our radio show anywhere. So I literally only go in on Fridays. The problem is, if you can't remotely connect to the computer properly, it's a whole freaking clusterfuck. All of a sudden I got to call my boss. I'm like, yo, I can't load the mix. I can't get the FTP folder. I can't log into my desktop, and I'm having to call support at 7. Last night, I think I called tech at 9:30 p.m. I had to get on the phone because I couldn't get my mix to load in. No, I lied. I got the mix to load. I couldn't get my New at 10 feature to load. And that stresses me the fuck out because that artist has their friends, their family, like their supporters listening in. So it's like, I need this song to load. So I literally had to text my boss last night at like 9:30 and I was like, I need help. And so he was like, what's going on? And then I called him. I told him what was happening. I was like, I can't get into the FTP folder. I can't get onto my remote desk access. I was like, can you please load this song? I already emailed it to you. So he had to run upstairs, load the song for me. So if anything, that's the biggest annoyance from working from home. Like if your internet's wonky or if the system isn't working, but otherwise, I love my coworkers, but I get so much more work done when I'm at home because it's not like you work at Old Navy. Like I work at iHeartMedia, so everybody there has a personality. And for me, there was a point where I didn't even go into the office for like 3 months. So what they started doing was writing little notes on my computer. And I log into my desktop and it'll be like, hey girl, how you doing? We miss you. Happy talking to you. Like they started like pulling up a Word document on my desktop. So that part is cute. But you know, I like being in the studio. The sound quality is better. I'm able to get phone calls. I'm able to do interviews at the studio. I mean, obviously I still do my interviews at home with StreamYard, but it doesn't have that same pop, if you ask me, as it does when I'm in the studio, at least, or if I can bring the artists in the studio. And right now, we're not allowed to bring anybody in the goddamn office at all. So, yes, I like being at the office, but I also like recording in my booty shorts and like a sports bra is pretty great.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I feel that. That's great. All right, y'all. So we have the next segment, and Besa is going to stay to give us her opinion on our first show. And let's get yes.
You know, bumping in the background.
Okay, listen. I made that one, so I'm excited about it.
This is
all
a show.
Okay, listen. Okay, so the first show. We're gonna start with Love After Lockup for the TVT. What's going on these TV shows? So Love After Lockup is a hot ass mess this season, you guys. We're gonna go through the couples. All right. I'm gonna start off with Beyonce and Nicole. All right. It's the black man and the white lady. Okay, they're right in the middle. Okay, so he hates materialistic people, but somehow he has spent $20,000 to $30,000 on a girl who is in prison. Mm-hmm. Okay, she is not the first girl from prison that he has met and took him for all of his money. The last girl had him so down and out, he had to move in with his mama. I mean, she took the car, he lost his place. He just now getting back on his feet, and somehow his little $24 an hour have afforded Nicole, who is in prison, $20,000 to $30,000 in gifts in commissary. Okay, his mama and her blue eyes do not understand. Okay, she do not understand. That lady so excited about having light eyes, she don't know what to do with herself. She underlined the shit out them eyes. I don't have a picture, but y'all can just imagine. Okay. Okay. And then he had the cutest little baby brother. Okay, and the baby brother just had so much sense on his face. He was just kind of like, this is the same thing as last time. He was like, no, it's not. He was like, but yes, it is. And it actually is. And then the last thing I want to mention about Beyonce, because we did not meet Nicole yet. The only time we heard her is when she called and asked where her money was. I'm like, ma'am, you're in jail. You don't have any money. But Beyonce has a sex toy, you guys. He has what they like to call pussy pocket. Okay, it is a Caucasian looking mini torso that is a penis sleeve. Okay, with tits and a stomach. Okay, and you just stick it on in there, and boom, bow, pow, you're having your good time. He has named it Nicole Jr. I think the consensus amongst all of us is that the elevator is not going up all the way to the top when it comes to Beyonce.
It's broke.
It's jammed. It's not right.
You have to
in between
where
floors.
he put the torso, Bondy. You have to tell us where he put the torso.
When it was time for his homeboy to come over and tell him how stupid he was, he threw the torso in the dishwasher with his other dishes.
To wash it. He said, I have to wash it. And he put it in the dishwasher. And you know what? If there weren't dishes in there, I wouldn't have asked.
Because that's what they say you should do.
cleaning it.
That's what they say you should do, but I have never done that. I don't really have like silicone-s toys like that. Okay, all my toys require Clorox wipe and leave over there to dry. Not directly after, of course, but I just don't like taking stuff that's battery operated to my sink. Anyway, he's slow. She's taking advantage of it, and we're about to watch a train wreck. Please, ladies, tell me what you think.
I like his homeboy. His homeboy was like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
He was like, "What is this?" And then what did he say? He was like, "You only make $24 an hour. You're giving her all this money, and you're leaving yourself with what? Nothing."
Right. $4.
I don't believe Dante when he talk about he spent about 20,000-30,000. I'm like, baby, that's about all you getting after taxes, okay? But we know you've been stupid before and gave off your whole check. But how you gonna let the millionaire only give away 5,000 and he got all this money, but you ain't got enough, and you giving this girl 20 or 30?
He probably using his credit card for that stuff. And there's not enough. There's not enough. Look, I know about prison things. Don't ask me why, but you can only give them so much money at a time. I'm looking like you can't spend 20 grand on oodles and noodles and Pop Tarts or whatever they eat in there. Like, I don't get what the money went towards. I feel like he was probably getting phone calls, probably sending her money to talk to other people, and then she was saying, "Oh, it's for my commissary," and she was calling other dudes. I'm like, you poor. You poor because you look poor. You give her too much. I'm like, you don't know that lady. She don't know you. And his floors is caught in between 7 and 8. Like, he's somewhere in between. He can't get out.
Listen.
One of my commenters brought up a really, really good point. Like we all said, we could agree on, his marbles is missing. It ain't all the way there. He's a little, bless his heart.
Mm-hmm.
They said he's probably getting a check on top of the fact that he used to be, what was he, in the Marines or something like that? So in combination,
he's a welder.
And he was a serviceman. I forgot what he did. So in combination with those two things and living with his mama, he might have had 20 to 30K to stow away somewhere. Not all to the prison, but Nicole is definitely tricking for herself and somebody else.
Oh, look, Tink Tink. I feel like when he said mama, it's because it's a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes and big boobs who called herself Barbie. It doesn't mean the same. It's exactly the same thing. Are you done? He just. But it's a train wreck every season.
I wonder if he really just trying to get back on, get on this show, because the girl he had before that was in jail too, or prison or whatever. So I'm wondering, was your end game to get some type of fame to get on this show?
A lot of them date a lot. A lot of them be dating a lot of prisoners. I don't know why. It's because. It's like, of all the dating websites, how I don't even know what to type in a search engine to get to a prison dating website. Something like, at what point,
prison dating website?
Yeah, it's like, who even Googles that shit? Like, what's the who Googles it? You can Google a prison website. That girl.
I always find it interesting that some of these guys, like Sean from last season, it's like, how do you always end up over here? Like, what is happening? Like, why can't you meet someone at Whole Foods? I don't understand. We have Tinder, we have Hinge, and you pick the jailbird?
Make it make sense.
Please.
Sean's upper lip prevented him from dating nobody regular. His upper lip, he needed a beard or a mustache.
Yes. Facial hair. Facial hair saves a lot of you motherfuckers' lives. We wish y'all would listen and stop being stupid, because some of y'all want to fight us about this, and it's just like, okay, continue to not be attractive to women. Go ahead. So y'all, let's move on. Brittany and Ray, they're a fully black couple here. A drug dealer. She's a healthcare advocate. She was previously in an abusive relationship with a drug dealer. Her family and friends are traumatized from said experience, and now she wants to bring a new drug dealer into the situation. My hopes are not
all over again.
And then her wig. I appreciated the kinky texture, but how you bougie, and this is what the wig is giving.
That was a cheap wig.
Yes, Bonnie.
It was
That's
a good
why
wig.
I said my note for her said claims she's bougie. I felt
she thinks she bougie. She ghetto bougie, which means it's ghetto bougie, and we don't like it.
Bougetto.
Yeah, I didn't want to go in on that was not giving Houston, Texas.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
No, that's all I'm gonna say on that.
What part of Texas was that?
Houston.
No, what part of Texas was she giving?
Oh shoot, somewhere I never heard of.
Somewhere
somewhere I don't drive through.
Somewhere I never heard of. Every small town that's named after a big town in Texas is where she came from. Anytime you hear like the name of a town that's somewhere big, it's literally nowhere. So that's probably what she giving.
Oh, help me.
She need, because I feel like she was like, my parents are upset because I'm like, but you dating somebody like your ex, like he's a whole drug dealing prisoner. Like they have a reason for like, okay, he's the same person. So like, why she act like he's a perfect guy? No, you don't even know him. These are strangers. I think people forget these are strangers and they don't know it.
The commenters are actually, yes, I didn't want to say East Texas because my fiance is from East Texas, but yes, Tyler or Lufkin, East Texas, Paris, Pittsburgh, all that, Dangerfield.
Not name all the cities in Texas.
Okay.
Do you think that sometimes people date people in jail because they know for a fact, like, I know where you're at, I know you can't go anywhere.
Absolutely.
Even if you're cheating on me, you can't physically cheat on me. Like, do you think? Like, I sometimes wonder if that's
that happened last season.
I truly believe that.
That's what Andrea and Lamar, she brought up how when he was in prison, she knew where he was, and when he came home, she felt like, okay, it's different. Yeah, because he's not in prison anymore. He's gonna go to the store, down the street. It's okay.
He's gonna go see vagina later on. What do you mean?
And
not just yours.
What's her name? Brittany. When she mentioned that she didn't know he was in lockdown because of the pandemic, she thought he was just in lockdown. She didn't realize until after she saw the back wall. I'm like, but don't y'all like? It got to be something that's said or something before you FaceTime, or is there a website? Like you knew that this.
Nah, he snuck a cell phone.
I think it's different now.
He snuck a cell phone.
You right, because I did see a man in prison doing TikTok dances the other day.
Oh yeah,
girl, them men in prison on TikTok. I be like, let me get out of this section of TikTok because y'all is fine for no reason and I don't need no problems.
That's how they be getting them.
But if it does, call me, girl. We will talk about this. Anyway, Rachel and Doug are next, y'all. And they the ones that got the most emotion out of me. She's an engineer and a Marine. Okay. He's abusive and controlling. He likes it. And she is taking care of his son, who just wants a relationship with his deadbeat dad that might possibly abuse him when he gets out of jail. Mm-hmm. I wanted to jump through the TV and then through the phone and stab Doug. The way he was talking about Dougie, the way he was talking about his son, saying that she babies him and he's playing the victim. Bitch, he is a 12-year-old boy whose mom is on dope and dad is in prison talking about him like he's a younger brother or some shit. He is absolutely the motherfucking victim in this situation because he was supposed to be born to two people that were responsible enough to at least be in the home with him. And you in jail and the mama is somewhere doing fucking drugs and he's living with somebody that you've only known through the phone for 2 years.
Yeah. And I hated when the baby said, he'll come home and he's going to make a lot of decisions that aren't going to make me happy, like try to take away games and stuff like that. And then he said, but if that's what I have to do, to have a better relationship with my dad, then okay. And I'm like, no, baby. No, no, that shouldn't be your stance. That should be your dad's stance. Your dad needs to take care of your dad had been locked up since he was 17, in and out of jail. So it's not your job as a child. It's never a child's job to make a relationship better with an adult. In my opinion, I feel like it's always the adult that should make the relationship better with that child, especially if you have been absent in that child's life. And you got a whole nother woman you just met 9 months ago. This baby don't even really know this lady for real. And she's womaning up to take care of your child. Woo,
what I like is that when Doug was being an asshole and she talked to the son, she then said, your dad will have to go through me because I've been with you. So I do feel like she wants to protect the son and she knows Doug is an asshole. So let me try to ease the sons, let him know, like, I'm not gonna let him come in here and like run shit with you. He gonna run shit with me, yes, but I'm not gonna let him do that with you. I think that little boy needs somebody who will put him first, and I do feel like she will put that son over him if push comes to shove, and I like that. He, because the mom on drugs, he's in jail, and I feel like he just wants somebody to love him enough, like here, and that's how old girl treats him.
I feel like I don't know about that. If she is gonna do honor with that little boy as far as make sure he's protected. And the reason why I say that is because for me, she's already showing her irrational mindset when she sees how absent he is with his own child, and then said that they want to start having children immediately. So that right there for me is like, how you gonna be able to protect this little baby and you just disregarding what's right in front of you just because you want to have a man? That's not making any sense.
That's the one that put out that baloney, right?
Him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking. At first, I was like, I think she'd be good for the little boy. But then I was like, but you make crazy ass decisions, like allowing crazy ass men to control you. So something tells me you won't protect him. So yeah, I was just like, yeah, no, that little boy.
And don't forget,
picked up
that's
by
her.
CPS.
That's her third. That's her third boyfriend. That's her third person. Not her first. It's her third. So you can tell she on some bullshit.
Part of me also wanted to know how much of an asshole is Doug truly, because a lot of that shit you can tell she likes. She has a fetish for that. So how much of it is she telling him to play up? Like, is he really that much of an asshole, or is he playing this up for you because he know you the one with all the coin?
He just want to stay. He's a hobo. You know, he's gonna be homeless.
Coming from prison straight to being a hobo. I just thought.
Child, I would listen, you know, she feel like she's so much better in straight and narrow and coloring in the lines, but to me it looks like a whole bunch of white trash. Let's move on to the next couple. Yeah, I said it, whatever. Courtney and Josh. Y'all, Courtney and Josh killed me because Courtney comes all, she, you know what she looked like to me? She looked like the Queen of Hearts from the Alice in Wonderland movie. You can't unsee it once you think about it. That's the young lady that is right next to the interracial couple. She has a white shirt on and that brown sweater, looking real matronly because she wants to be a wife so desperately and so badly. I don't remember them saying how long they had been married, but I know that they have been together since she was like 18 or 19, so like 11 years or something like that. So she was his CO. And she read his cell block diary and fell in love with him. And then after that, she proceeded to dress in different wigs with different names, I presume, to visit him after she got off from work. That worked for 8 months until she got caught. And something tells me that's only because there were 2 different shifts that would happen. She would go with the second shift that probably didn't really see anybody from the first shift, not enough to recognize them. But yes, they are married. She is terrible. Let's go ahead and get into it. Somebody else who I feel like isn't firing on all cylinders. What medication is she taking on a daily basis? Because something isn't right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. That desperation to be somebody's wife, but this is the thing that killed me. She said she did not pay her hot water bill so that she could give him money for his commissary, and she has sacrificed so much. So she feel like once he get out, he's supposed to do anything for her because she didn't sacrifice so much when he was in jail, setting herself up to get her face cracked.
But she's also 30, and this is her third marriage. So I feel like she has consistently made dumbass decisions. And I feel like her saying like, well, because it's been 11 years since she's known him. Because he's been in jail for 11 years since he was 18. He's at whatever age now. But I feel like they both have grown this weird attachment to each other to where they feel like they just have to be together, whatever. Because I'm like, why are you crying in the confessional? Like, is he like, I don't get the emotion of, you know, he wrote these letters and it was just, I just felt, I'm like, bitch, it was 11 years ago. It's weird. So I feel like they were 2 broken children who grew up in that brokenness, and he just happened to be in prison and she wasn't. But I feel like her reading his stuff and connecting to that means she was broken too. And I feel like because she was 18, 19 at the time.
Same thing.
it's hard to judge her because I'm like, I know at 18 or 19, I made dumbass decisions. But I'm like, you grown as fuck now. Like, you can't be living now based on 18-year-old shit. I'm like, you haven't grown up because you are with somebody who was still 18 in prison. He hasn't grown up either, and she don't get that. So I feel like I felt for her, but I'm like, girl, you on bullshit.
And just to be clear, it's illegal for her to do that. So she did go to jail for 60 days, and she is 2 years on probation. So he can't even live with her because she is a felon as well. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
But you only get to quarantine, and that's it, like the 14 days. But when she said, speaking of that, when she said that she knew that it was like a rule, she didn't know it was like against the law. I'm like, girl, you lying. You knew that. You knew what you was doing, girl, and you get what you got. But I agree with everything JayLee said about both of them.
Thank you for the super chat. I
agree. She ain't talking about that right now. That's all other side of
really?
YouTube.
Oh,
yeah.
She reminds me of people that become cops because they need like a little bit of control in life, and like they feel like they can't control their own lives, and they feel like they can control people in there. But because she was so broken, that's how she ended up there with him, looking crazy in jail over some jail dick, girl.
Like
y'all can't even have sex.
Something tells me they did.
I'm sure.
Well, she's a correctional officer, so she probably got it figured out.
Michigan, like they can't even have conjugal visits in Michigan. They gonna smash in that 14-day period.
God damn it!
Which makes me wonder if she get pregnant, how that's gonna go for her in that 14-day, and you can't even see your husband. Yikes!
Yeah, that's not allowed here in Michigan. But that's like Michigan prisons is different. I feel like what she did was because she could have used different names because you have to show ID to look kind of whatever. Don't ask me, I know. But, you have to show who you are. So I do think she did go under wigs, whatever. She did go on different shifts. I feel like whatever she did there, it had nothing to do with the front of the prison. And so that's how no one knew her. And I also feel like it also wouldn't trigger any, like alert or whatever if she did visit somebody, because who thinks that someone who worked there would visit someone? As long as you have a valid ID and you're on that person's list, you can go and visit them. That's the fucked up part. She lost a damn job, didn't have hot water, didn't have in-house dick, and now you're gonna get home and she still ain't got no in-house dick. Is it worth it?
Somebody play Candy song for the D.
I'm gonna do everything for the D.
Do you think that somebody was helping her?
I was just about to say that. I
feel like somebody was helping her.
She had a friend in that jail that was helping her do that. That's why I think they fucked.
Sneaking her through the back, I feel like she had one friend that had her back, and then somebody else was like,
Right.
Yeah.
I always feel like whenever I see her, she wants to cry. Like she always look like she just finished crying or she's fitting to cry.
She's emotional as hell.
Child.
She probably back in prison because of him, and we just don't know it yet. Joe don't tell her.
Because she's not supposed to be on prison grounds, and her ass, how you gonna tell somebody they're not supposed to be on prison grounds? Like, damn, like I can't go to out to the jail.
Well, because anybody if you're on probation or whatever, you can't go to prisons. Like that's
I know.
Well, at least here in Michigan, it's like here in Michigan. But I'm like the fact that she was like on the ground in a goddamn pickle. I'm like, why the fuck a pickle outfit on the floor?
It made me think about how pedophiles can't go within a couple 100 feet of schools.
Oh, school.
It made me think about
that. Crazy. Okay, y'all. So moving on to the last couple, which is Stan and Lisa. Okay. Child, Stan is a 65, let him tell it, year old widower with a bad wig on, who has dated 125 gals, as he put it. Okay, he met Lisa on a sugar baby website, but somehow him and his friends think that it could be for love. Okay,
comical.
Child, they met up before she went to prison. He said they kissed and they had sex. I didn't know that kissed and having sex was two different things until he explained it in the way that he did. Like, I would have just been like, we smashed. I wouldn't have been like, we kissed and we had sex. As if he's been with women who won't kiss him, but will have sex with him. That means
vice versa.
Fucking prostitutes.
Fucking hookers.
Okay, no, he won't. He an old nigga. He want to kiss. That's how you get into the mood with the old niggas. You kiss. Anyway, so she getting out soon, and she, have a phone conversation with him in front of his homeboys, down there to their little gym. And she's like, I don't look like I used to look. I look like my brother. I had to cut all my hair off. And I love, she said I gained a lot of weight. And I was just like, she trying to like let him know that she's gonna be unattractive. And I almost think she wants herself to be unattractive because she don't want to have to fuck him again. I think she was on drugs when she fucked him the first time. And now
She looks high.
she's clean. And if she's clean, she don't want to fuck no old ass man. And I also think she might be a lesbian at this point. Let Ashley tell it in her reviews. But yeah, y'all, I definitely don't think this relationship is gonna last at all. I think that girl gonna get out of jail, and if she even comes to see him, it'll only be for a moment. And something is wrong with him. Like, sir, I know you don't want to be alone and everything, but get you a nice girlfriend. And why are you trying to play the old ladies? Like, your dick don't work without medication. And the only reason you have that medication is because the patriarchal society we live in cares more about getting men's dick hard than actual medication that help people with shit we need medication for, Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the truth of the matter.
I'm not dealing with bodies.
You know I'm telling the truth.
Definitely giving Scott and Lindsay 2.0.
Facts.
I was trying to name it. I was like, they remind me of somebody.
Yeah, he was post Scott. Scott got used and abused.
And then
But I
didn't
feel
Scott
like
find
Stan-
another jailbird?
Stan ain't
Yes,
gonna
he
say it.
did.
The way Stan told her in the preview when he said, "At least I raised my
I know,
at least
right?
I raised my kids, and you did," or something like that.
Read her for filth. I said, "Oh, not the prisoner." You know what? But you like her.
Don't let her run over him.
I'm agreeing with Bondy. I think that Lisa is every bit of a stud. She went to prison, got turned out. That's what she's talking about. When she said, "I look like my brother right now." Bet you do.
I don't want
I
prison
believe it.
pooch.
Yikes.
Besa, you have anything for Stan and Lisa?
Nah, child. I just think that Stan should watch last season and know what he's getting himself into. Like, I feel like all of these stories match up with someone from the other seasons, and it's giving Love and Hip Hop vibes. Like when they find that formula that works, and then they just keep repeating it.
To it.
So I just figure that this is good. This is what we're gonna give. This is what we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be back on Seeking Arrangements, looking for another sugar baby real soon.
Yeah. You know what? When Stan mentioned the 5,000, I commend him on that because he's a millionaire. He's not only gave her 5,000, but then now I'm wondering, was he really lying to his friends? And probably gave that lady way more
than that.
But shout out to his friend Dash, because Dash ain't featuring her at all. Dash is like, that's
She's a sugar baby. She wants a sugar daddy. I said, yeah.
I just don't like the fact that they sit up here and act like she's not supposed to be the sugar baby he went on the website to find.
But it's like if you are an old rich man dating young women, what else is that called? I think a thing is a thing. And an old man looking for a young woman who doesn't work. She looking for a little date. Y'all kiss and have sex on the first date. Sir, you are a person paying for pussy. So like, be that and accept that, and don't make it seem as if, okay, well, she wants his money. But what else does he have to offer?
Okay.
I mean, he could be nice too. I'm not saying openly nice, but I'm like, come on now.
He was in high school in the 50s. What do we have in common? What we trying to talk about?
Skin tone and short hair.
I have actually. So okay, I've been on Seeking Arrangements. I dated like a dude from Seeking Arrangement for like a month. He like fixed my car and a whole bunch of other shit.
What the fuck? We are definitely getting you back on.
I ended up on that side of TikTok and YouTube before because I just wanted. It was interesting to hear people's experiences. So we need to hear that story time.
Yeah,
several.
He was wild.
Keep
but
my mouth shut.
There's a lot of good money that can be made off that site.
Really? Okay. So with that being said, okay, I'm gonna put up where we can find you once again and tell the people, because we don't want to take up no more of your time.
Yes, you guys can catch me on Cube. I'm actually on until midnight, Seattle time, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. On the weekends, I'm on Jammin', 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then obviously you can find me on TikTok or Instagram at Besa Gordon.
All right. Thank you so much. This was so fun. And we are definitely going to have you back on the show Thank you so much for coming through. I'm so happy for you and your glow up. And girl, I can't wait to read that book when we get old.
I'm gonna probably have it written in like the next 2 or 3 months because it has to get done.
Yes.
No, girl.
Thanks.
Okay.
Your story.
All right, girl. Have a good night.
Bye.
I may be in your DMs, girl. Okay.
Listen, we need more information.
Okay.
Let us know.
Now about this.
Wow. Okay. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to the rest of the shows. Okay. And we're going to start with Sisters. But before we get to Sisters, we want to remind everybody where we are. Since we just told y'all where Besa was, our social media information. We now have an Instagram for the Ooh Ladies First Panel. Okay, so go and follow us. And if you want to send us a letter, because we're going to start doing a segment at the beginning of the shows where you guys send us a letter and we give y'all our so-called MFN advice. It will not be called that on here, and I will not be singing MFN advice, so do not ask me. But please email your letters to OohLadiesFirstPanel@gmail.com, as well as any other business inquiries you may have. Don't send us any bullshit. Thank you very much.
I want some wild advice. Give us advice, okay? Not story times. I want some advice.
Okay.
Advice questions, not advice for me. Y'all
yeah,
know
no, advice questions, meaning don't send us your life story with some bored ass shit. Send us some good shit. If you know you want some messy shit, if you know your shit will get you on a reality show or Maury, okay, or
my man wife, baby mama is my girlfriend, like that.
Don't send us no lackadaisical vanilla ass shit. Thank you very much. We ain't got time for that. And please proofread your letter before you click send. Do that for us.
Right. Because if it's just that many errors, you might.
We not gonna read it.
We might say fuck it. Because that's why I stopped doing it. Y'all send long ass letters with information ain't nobody need, with not enough information on what we needed. And then all of the grammatical errors that leave me reading over sentences more times than I actually should. I have great comprehension when it comes to reading. Check my ACT scores. Okay. So follow me at Bondy Blue. I am at Bondy Blue on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay. Follow Jami on Instagram at Jami ThatsMe. Is that Instagram and Twitter, Jami?
Yep, that's right.
All right. JayLee is J_Lee's_corner. I'm sorry, I wanted to do it. I always want to do it when you do it, bitch. I be in the look when I watch the video and you do it. I be saying it with you.
J_Lee's_.
Sorry. Okay.
I want to change it, but somebody else on Twitter has JayLee's corners. I can't use. I have to do a little different though. I did Twitter.
We gotta buy them out.
Yes.
I don't think they even active, but I'm like, man, fuck that.
Oh, JayLee, you gotta fix this. You gotta fix this graphic, girl. Corner ain't spelled right in the ad.
Oh shit! See, I'm typing too fast.
Right. So they know what it is. Okay, we're gonna fix it and it'll be right for the next show. And follow Necey, okay, at Necey Dixon, bitch. Okay, listen. Follow all of us on our social media platforms so you can stay abreast on what we are doing. So let's move on to the next show, which is Sisters. We know a lot of y'all don't really get into this, so we won't take too much of y'all time with this situation. Okay, here's Sisters. They look beautiful, don't you agree?
Yes, thank you.
So Zach and this white lady. This episode, Zach met this white lady at the airport. And he went through the highways and byways doing what the Lord told him to do to get her luggage that she said her life was inside of. And when he was looking for a tip, she handed him a card that so-called had a stock tip that he should hurry up and put his money into because her husband, who was into trading, had some little sneaky shit that he wasn't supposed to be doing, some illegalities going on, okay? And because he's about to leave her with absolutely nothing, she wants Zach to meet up with her in a hotel room so they can talk about the process of Zach investing money for her, of which she has in cash in luggage. She wants him to invest this money for her, and then they will both, get the benefits off of that. They will get the money in 48 hours. She said he will go from 1,000 to 10,000 in 48 hours. And I was so upset for a couple of reasons. First of all, I was like, who is this white lady? Is this white lady Preston's mama, or is this white lady Andy's client's wife? I don't know which one it is, but I'm sure this white lady going to tie into the story some other way. But she worked on my nerves for the time that I did see her. She was trying to put the moves on Zach. I was like, Zach, don't fuck her. That's nasty. And I also was like, Zach, don't drink that drink. That bitch trying to do some white lady witchery shit to you. Don't drink that shit. You might end up with your dick missing in a tub or something like that. Don't drink that shit. Yeah, some get out. Some get out shit. Okay, don't do it, Zach. And he actually did what we all was screaming for him to do at the TV, which was got his ass the fuck up out of there. Okay, so y'all tell me what y'all thought about this whole Zach and this white lady situation, please.
We didn't need it
at all,
right? I was so
it was
confused.
No point. I would have liked it better if the white woman was connected in some kind of way, but it feel like it's just like Tyler Perry got bored. Let me throw in an extra white woman who wants to have Zach do inside trade. I'm like, why? And what black man meets a white woman at an airport in this time frame and follows her to her hotel room? That is
at
a
snatch. She's middle aged, not even a young Becky. Like
exactly. And I think she left her package on her stuff on the plane or whatever on purpose and specifically targeted him. And I just want him to be aware, mindful, because he just got out of a jail situation. So we don't want to see you go back. You're on the up and up, and that would just be terrible if Fatima got to get you out of some old mess.
Y'all know,
I feel like if he...
With this show, I always try to think that it's maybe something that we're missing or something that we need to investigate. But then sometimes I'm like, is it just the right? Because even last episode, she was like, I left my bag. He was like, I'm about to go get it. She's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you're going to go get my bag? He talked about it for like 30 seconds.
That's Tyler Perry.
Right.
It's bad writing. It's repetitiveness or whatever. And I also feel like I'm happy Zach walked away, but I also feel like you didn't need to go to her room at all. Like, she gave you the card. You do to do. Like, what was the point? And I also felt like, I'm like, she going to drug him because she always been offering the drink. And so I'm happy he was smart. He paid attention. He's like, nope, take this. I'm leaving the room now without the money. It's like, yes, protect yourself because we don't need you back in jail. Just stupidness.
Right.
Okay. So then Zach went begging Fatima down to the job for her to take him back because, she really made him feel like a man, like he could do anything, and he really wants to earn her love. We was happy to hear this because we want him to be with Fatima, and we want him to be with Karen. And we know Karen was feeling a burn of the fact that her place had been taken for real. She felt that this episode. That's why her attitude was stank the whole time, because she felt it. Fatima didn't been for that man, which you couldn't. And that's unfortunate, but sometimes that's people lot in life.
I feel like Andy telling Fatima, I like Zach. Not for Karen, but I like Zach. I think she know Zach is better with Fatima. Not meaning Fatima deserves a man who ain't shit. But Zach is a different man with Fatima too. Mm-hmm. So it's two different things. And I feel like Fatima doesn't want to upset Andy as her boss, her friend, and she doesn't want to seem messy. But I'm like, at the end of the day, Karen fucked Zach while he was with Fatima. So Karen, you the one who was doing wrong. No one should be mad at Fatima. They should be mad at you.
Exactly. I forgot what I was going to say about Fatima. Oh, remember last week's episode? I kind of mentioned that it seemed like Andy was about to kind of give her the go ahead. So I wasn't that surprised when she told her, like, yeah, I like him better with you than with her. I love the fact that Zach showed up at her job because y'all know I do want them to be together. But I kind of wanted Fatima to kind of let her guard down just a little bit. Because they weren't really in a relationship. She had just gave him a key to her home. So I kind of wanted her to let her guard down a little bit and stop creating turmoil within yourself if this is who you really want to be with. But you over here worried about how Andy feel.
Do you think they may be trying to have them make up at the house? Because we need another sex scene in the shower. So I'm hoping Fatima's being hard at work, but at home she'll be a little bit more softer, and we can get another good old Zach up against the wall, sex scene.
Listen, that's what I was thinking about when he said, "I'll be at your home tonight." I was like, "Oh, he gonna be there." And then she put him out. I was like, I was excited, but you know, we didn't get to see that. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope so. I hope they make up real soon. I hate how Fatima feels around Karen, but it's like nobody care that you mad and you can't make up your mind and make your decision. Girl, you could have had Aaron, but you chose to have him leave. You didn't even want Zach a week ago. You didn't even want this
week ago.
And then you smash him, and then now you over here, all of a sudden confused. And when Aaron's trying to give you what it is that you want, you send him out the door. So that lets me know that you were never fully interested in Aaron, and he was really just a placeholder, a rebound for you the whole time.
Just like Aaron was saying. You know, what I hate is that Andy made it so difficult for Fatima initially. Why are you so pressed? If you knew the whole, I guess she felt like that's what she had to do to feel like she was on Karen's side, was to have the attitude. But I'm like, why are you bringing all that energy to work?
Right.
So I agree with you, Jamie, when you said like you wish that Fatima would have, you know, had a little bit less of a guard up, but it's definitely gonna make for a much better makeup. So
sure. All this anger. So next, y'all, this Calvin, Jacoby, Maurice, Sabrina situation, child. So listen. I'm tired of everybody involved. I don't like nobody involved in the situation. Jacoby, okay, he gave a little bit. He put the tip in. Okay, he put a little bit of his dick in Sabrina, and now Sabrina mad at him because Calvin popped up at her house. Now she done locked herself in the office, so Maurice can't even talk to her about bank business because she wants to be locked in her office because she's embarrassed that she let him put the tip in. And then Calvin comes in. Okay, Calvin comes in because he's worrying about why his money has disappeared. Mind you, Maurice called him and told him that, and he disregarded Maurice. He just hung up on him. And now that he sees the money is gone, he's all upset. He thought Maurice was just playing with your dumb ass. Now, Jacoby is apologizing to Sabrina for what? I don't know, because you called him over to your house because you wanted him to put the tip in. And that's exactly what he did. And then you went and opened the door for Calvin's dumbass. And then you felt embarrassed and upset for what reason? I don't know, because you told Calvin that you didn't want to be with him. And you know you don't want to be with him. He wears panties. There's nothing wrong with that. But she don't want a nigga that wear panties. And that's that on that. So be with Jacoby and his big dick. I get it. But don't sit up here and have an attitude with this man like he did the wrong thing when he did exactly what you wanted him to do. Okay. And the funny part, y'all, was when they have the clash. Okay. So Calvin is in the bank acting like a fucking thug. I was like, sir, you had 2 white gay dads. Please calm down. Your whole childhood sounds like privilege of light skin. Like 2 white gay dads, nigga. Your house was magic. Your house was warm. Your house was warm and comfortable and had nights when y'all made tacos and dance. Okay, like, y'all watch shows together. Okay, y'all went to the movies on a certain night of the week together. Okay? Like y'all said, y'all prayers together, kneeling over the bed every night. Like you're not about to sit up here and act like you hood and niggerish enough to step up to the neck tattoos that Jacoby got going on.
Don't see this.
Oh, the way he got around and spin when he got his ass knocked out.
That was a death drop.
Like,
I thought it was Maurice.
like,
I'm like, why Maurice scream? I watched it over and over. I'm like, it was because he spin and then fell. I'm like, it was a death drop. It was like, oh,
it was definitely a death drop.
God.
It was definitely a death drop, bitch. I am dead at that.
I think Sabrina, honestly, she shouldn't be with anybody. I think she don't really want to be alone deep down inside. But I also feel like she's not mature enough to really deal with any situations, whether it's an actual relationship or a situationship. So I feel like she should just go solo. And I slick hope Jacoby or whatever his name is come to a place where it's like, girl, I'm good.
I think her sending him home, he made feel that way. I feel like she got mad at him when I'm like, Calvin pushed him first. I'm like, what the fuck did you? Jacoby is a ghetto thug, tattoo, big dick dude who somebody. I'm like, what you think he was gonna do? And I'm like, Jacoby. I'm like, bitch, what? He came after me. I feel like Sabrina is a child to where she feel like I need somebody else's approval to do anything. Okay, I like Calvin, but my friends gonna think I'm weird because he like dildos. I'm like, what does it matter? Then I fuck him. And I'm like, she likes Jacoby. But she feel like Calvin would judge her based on leaving him alone and get with somebody like a thug. I'm like, bitch, who can you and Calvin both like dick? What's the big deal? I'm like, y'all can just, do whatever. But I'm like, Sabrina feeling like Jacoby was wrong, was dumb, and her then blaming Maurice. Did you plan this?
Bruh.
Was this you?
Bruh, the way he
Sabrina.
ran her down.
Yes, I fucked Calvin. I put a dildo on his ass. I told my friends
and told them about it. And then
I fucked Jacoby in the kitchen.
And called him over to the house for the dick, and then let him put the dick in my refrigerator. Okay, and then I answered the door when Calvin came over, and then had them both come down to the bank to fight in the bank. And then when Calvin gets aggressive and Calvin got aggressive and tried to grab her, and I think it's because he thinks that's what she wants, but he doesn't understand that vibrato from a man that can't back it up is telling.
Bullshit.
Transparent and unattractive. On guard. So if you ain't about that, don't be about that. That's why I like Rock from Black Ink Crew, because when they tried to make him do more than he was willing to do for Crystal's ass,
he like, that ain't me.
I'm not doing that shit. I don't want to be like you, Alex. You in an abusive relationship. I don't want to be like you. I'ma just tell this bitch go on her way. Go get you with a nigga who gonna have you end up stabbed on the corner or in jail somewhere. Go ahead, bitch.
And then I feel like Jacoby was really defending her because he did it because Calvin grabbed her. He like, hey, dude, I'm like, it's weird. Like Sabrina don't know what she wants. And then she'll say she wants something, she'll get it, and then be mad at what she got. I'm looking like, bitch, I just don't get it. I don't.
This show later than y'all. I started watching this show pretty much the last few episodes of the last season, and then this new season I've been watching for sure. Y'all have been saying this whole time y'all wanted Andy to go. It's Sabrina for me.
They can both go. They can go together. They can leave
Sabrina
two in the seat.
Yummy. Very much. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, but it's like, girl, speak up. What? You're not making sense. She irritates me more than Andy.
She keep having to call her friends for every little decision that she makes. That's what kills me.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like she don't deserve to be with nobody at all.
She don't.
She don't deserve that big old tip he put in.
I feel like how the energy she gave to Calvin when he got knocked out, I feel like that kind of shows who she really cares about. And if she tries to go and be with Calvin, she's going to end up smashing Jacoby because he put the tip in and she didn't get the full experience of him.
And we want the full thing.
She want the dick. She want the dick. Oh, he got it. It's long, it's strong, and he put the tip in. Say, she want the dick. She want the dick.
We dance anything, okay? All beats, all songs. We gonna get to it, okay? It's gonna happen.
So after that situation, the last situation on Sisters was Andy's dumbass going through a bridal photo shoot without ever picking up the fact that it was a setup for her actually to get married. Okay,
the dress fits perfectly to it's my perfect size.
Which how hard is that to be perfect size 2-ass bitch? Anyway, thank you, Miss Monet. Andy has been tricked into everything. The house, the forever ring, and now a whole wedding. When will she learn? Child, never. The bitch will never learn. Thank you, Miss Monet. She will never learn. Okay. And that's exactly what happened this episode. So she goes to the photo shoot. Gary and called Fatima and all the homegirls. So Fatima and finagled her way into being at the photo shoot, thinking it's just a photo shoot. And then the photographer wants everybody to be involved in the bridal photo shoot and put on bridesmaids' dresses. And then as soon as you throw $500 in Danny's direction, she's gonna grab it. Okay. So they went ahead and did this photo shoot. They setting up to take the pictures, and then Gary comes in the motherfucking blue, in a nice blue, indigo blue suit. It was a nice suit, fitted very nicely. It seemed like a European cut, okay? And it's a real wedding, and this is a real pastor that's about to preside. So do you want to marry? It's a real proposal, Andy, girl. I want to marry you. I love you. We engaged. You know I'm trying to lock you down in a chokehold and almost kill you again, bitch. Marry me. And Karen, Danny, homegirls, Wait a minute. We need to talk. Andy, Karen, Andy, we need to talk. We need to talk, girl. We need to go in the back right now. We need to have a conversation. And he's like, Andy, I want to get Andy. No, sir, Danny, sir, we need to talk to the lady. Please unhand her so we can talk to the lady before she makes the mistake of allowing you to bully her into a motherfucking wedding. Okay, and that's where the episode went off. And I'm just the show is terrible, but that motherfucking Tyler Perry know how to hit his bullet points. Okay, the writing may be bullshit, but the bullet points are hitting.
It's very much so giving Lock You Down by Maya. That's what it's giving. Lock you down. When I find you, I'll never let you get away. That's what it's giving for me.
I don't know why they're trying to make this is the thing. Gary does trick her into everything, but once she finds out she's tricked, she accepts it. It's not as if he tricks her. She doesn't know she's tricked. She's tricked into it, and then she's happy about whatever it is he made her do. I feel like if I would her friends, I'm not having no sidebar. You want to do it, Andy? That's your choice. Okay, boom. Because he hugged that bitch damn near to death. His wife came in the house and tried to kill y'all. Like, if she haven't let go of that man by now, I'm not gonna waste my breath telling her, Andy, don't, because he's already done the worst. He's done all the worst things, and she is at this place in this dress, wearing an engagement ring, wanting to get the dress for her actual wedding. So Gary isn't an issue. Andy is. Let her make fucked up decisions because y'all keep trying to stop her and she ain't listening. I do not give good sound advice repeatedly to people who don't listen to me. I'm not going with my breath. Marion.
Take her off our hands. Take her off our hands. I feel you on that 100%. It is dangerous. And just the fact that you almost lost your whole damn life, but for the sake of kind of protecting Gary and the bullshit that he has gotten you into, you decide not to tell anybody. Come on now.
Andy
you don't
is
care,
stupid.
I don't care.
And I think Karen cared too. I think Karen feel like she has to be Andy's speaker box. Like if she has to be the one to say whatever Andy should not do. I'm like, Karen, fix your own shit. Leave Andy alone,
please.
You trying to stop them as if it's your. Leave her alone. She gonna make whatever decision she wants to make. You cannot force her to not be dumb because, as you see, that's your dumb friend. Accept her for that, and be there for her when he does more dumb shit that she stands with him for. It's like it won't be the last. It won't be because again, she ain't met that son yet. She hasn't met his son, his mama. She hasn't even been to his house before. It's like she wants to be dumb. Let Andy be dumb.
I agree.
I'm in total agreement. Actually, when the scene was happening, I was like, let it happen. And then when he kill her, we'll just cry, but we'll be okay. You know, Fatima's here. We have a fourth.
That's all we need.
You know what I'm saying? Let Andy die so we can replace her with Fatima. And that way, you know, everybody could be in the light equally. Because right now, it seems like Fatima's on the end where the light is kind of, you know, flickering off.
Dim.
You know, it's a little dim on that end, and I don't appreciate that. So replace them, switch them, please. Thank you. Let's go ahead and move on to the next show, which is Growing Up Hip Hop. And before we get into that, we'd like to remind you guys we will be interviewing Cree on JayLee's Corner channel tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time. And you know, I can't wait. We gotta watch the episode, y'all. But you know, we're gonna ask her questions about what is going down on Growing Up Hip Hop. Like, girl. And then, you know, your boy is Uncle Luke. Girl, give us the info. What's life like, you know? So we're going to talk to her. That's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and get into Growing Up Hip Hop because it wasn't a lot. So TT and Sean are in therapy. We know that. He doesn't want to know anything about her past. And he also doesn't want to offer up any information that she asked him. So that makes me feel like he isn't to be trusted because he probably has cheated in a lot of his relationships. When somebody says they've never been in a relationship before and they're in like in 30s, I don't believe that. I think you're lying. I think you don't want her to know how often you've been a dog in your past relationships because then she will zero in on the fact that you probably still fucking around on her when you go back to Jamaica. Especially now that she has a baby for you and she has to stay home with that baby and you get to just go about as you know, so choose to. Yeah, go ahead, ladies. Y'all tell me what y'all feel about that before we move on.
I feel like he could be telling the truth about not having any relationships only because there's been a period and still is going on where people like to pigeonhole folks in or allow themselves to be stuck in a situationship. So he could have had a ton of situationships so he can move how he wants to move about. And that could be, you know, she just came along and probably changed his perspective or met him at the time where he was willing to settle down. And, you know, that could be based on how her family was or who her mom is. So I think her mom holds like a big position in Jamaica. So maybe he's just trying to marry.
He has a weed business. And I feel like he goes back to Jamaica to get weed to come back to California to sell. So it would behoove you to get pregnant one of the city or land officials.
Yeah, I think it could have been a strategic way he went about getting in that relationship with her.
Didn't Egypt say that he had been cheating on her? She was just the one that happened to get pregnant, something along those lines. So that kind of goes with what Jamie's saying. Maybe he's been in a series of situationships and this one just happened.
I feel like seeing them in their confessional for the first time, I felt like, okay, they like they in love. Like I felt like how they looked at each other was like loving, but I felt like whatever issue they had aren't current. And I feel like Egypt and Pepper bring it up as if it's current is bullshit. I don't like anyone who brings up somebody's past hurt to hurt them currently, because if I move past that, don't put me back in that space. And I feel like TT admitted, like, okay, I did say that we were going through things, trying to work things out, and she felt like Pep and Egypt made that be he was cheating, and it could have been we weren't official, shit was going on, and then that was the issue. So I feel like Egypt and Pepper using shit to hurt their family, to me, shows who they are, not who TT is. And I feel like if TT had accepted Sean for that, that's her cross to bear. If she knew how he was in the beginning, that's her cross to bear. But if they are now happy and getting married and having a kid, your cousin and your aunt throwing dirt on that is complete bullshit. And I feel like I would never trust Egypt or Pep, seeing how they treated TT.
See, so now you're making me think about this two ways. The fact that he wasn't willing to share his past makes me think, one, you don't want to share you don't want to know about her past because you don't want to reveal the bad things about yourself. Or is it that you don't want to reveal your past for the sake of, you know, where y'all were in that place a long time ago and it's never good and you don't want to go back to that? So is that the reason why, or is it the reason being that you don't want to explain you were a dog, like what Jamie was saying?
It could be both. I think some people live different lives. I think depending on what your past was, you may not want to relive it. And if you're trying to move forward and be this faithful person with TT, but you were a whore before, why would I want to tell you about my whoring days? I feel like everybody has a whole phase, but your next person does not need to know that if that won't help y'all grow further. If you've left that alone, leave it be. I think it's the difference between hiding something versus saying, you know, I have a past, but we don't have to discuss it because you're my future. So it's like, I think it's a thin line between how things go.
You don't need to give every little detail, but there's something about not wanting to share overall structure of relationships to me that feels like hiding. And the reason why I say that is I didn't even care or pay attention to anything that Egypt was saying. It wasn't until TT was talking to him over FaceTime and he was out of town and she was at home with that baby by herself. And the way she said that she just doesn't say anything and she just kind of lets it go and moves on, even though she's still feeling a way, it makes me feel like there's more going on that she's willing to reveal. And it also made me feel like I don't know if she's as happy as she's pretending to be either. Because what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get, you know, Egypt and Pep are on bullshit. Absolutely. And people can change and be different in different relationships. But I still feel like the lack of understanding of who you were in some capacity before leaves you open to get fucked over by somebody that may just be in their pattern. Okay. So
see, I think TT know. I think TT just does not want to discuss it.
I think she knows too. But then when she said it was a lie, when Angela and her were talking about it, I'm sorry, Vanessa and her were talking about it. That's what made me feel like, well, what the fuck is going on here? Because at first it seemed like it was something that she knew and it was just something that had gotten past. But by the time we got to the end of the episode, she was making it seem like it was an all-out lie. So I was just kind of like, okay, now I don't know what the fuck is going on here. But I do feel like there are issues in TT and Sean's relationship that tell me y'all should not be getting married just because y'all had that baby. And it feels like y'all are getting married just because y'all had that baby. And then some, move on from there. Angela is crying this episode because people are going in on her about her relationship. Her and that boy broke up and the shit was on social media and everybody was going in and she crying about it. And here's my thing, Angela, you don't like to hear this from people, but it's the truth. You share too much. You are on a reality show. If you don't want people in your life like that, get off this fucking reality show and stop posting your personal shit on your Instagram. All you have to do is post selfies and your bikini shots, and your Instagram will still have the millions of followers that it has. You do not have to post your man. You do not have to post anything about your personal life, and your shit will still be successful. So either you want to be a reality show star, either you want to be somebody who we care about in that way, or you don't. But pick a lane and stay in it because you're working on my nerves. Go ahead.
I think with Angela, I think number one, she should be okay. Everybody should be okay with relationships. Don't always work out. You know what I'm saying? So if you post somebody on your page and then a year from now y'all break up, who gives a shit? Okay. I mean, that's what life is. Some people come, some people go. It is what it is. So she should be okay with that. I do not feel like Angela actually give us a lot of her life, to be honest. Even when she went and got with Sutton, she was really private about that people started speculating, when did she meet him and get pregnant, because she was claiming that she was a virgin. But ultimately, you can share whatever it is you want to share on your page. That's on you. The issue is really for yourself, Angela, not so much as what you share, because you're going to do that anyway. It's really the fact that you fell in love with this person too fast. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. That's what hurt your feelings. The fact that you thought you found your person after this time, after Sutton's dad, and it didn't work out that way. So that's why she's really crying, in my opinion. You always have to deal with the backlash of what people have to say. People always in your comments talking crazy to you or whatever. So it's like, this ain't nothing new for you. You're used to that. So that's why, for me, I think she was just hurt by the fact that she fell in love very quickly. She moved very quickly, and it didn't work out for her.
Facts. And I feel like she's also disappointed in herself. Reason being is because the only thing that we really get to discuss when it comes to Angela is who she's dating, because that's the only thing that she shares when things are good. So whenever you decided to come on this show, you knew that the role that you were stepping into, or the expectations that were for you, was to find out what your dating life was like. We haven't really seen you like as a mom and all this other stuff. We've only talked about who you dated. So it's good when it's good, but then when it goes bad, you find yourself embarrassed and disappointed, and you don't want to talk about it. So it's like, what I need her to find another role to step into, because that's the risk that you take whenever you decide to come on the show, and you know that the role you're gonna play is being the relationship girl.
I have to add, I just don't want to hear her crying about nothing, y'all. I really don't, because I mean, she's human. She can do what she wants. But the energy you gave, what's his name, Romeo, at the party he had that year, you was like, you wanted to talk about it now. You didn't care about the cameras and all of that. You wanted to talk about it right then. So I just don't want to hear about all that crying and stuff. Like, girl, it happens. Let's move on.
Right. I think it's different because I think Angela does not have experience dating. I think she lived a sheltered life. And then once she started dating, she did not know how to balance that, because we as regular folk, we dated, met guys or whatever. It was easier as we grew older because we had experience. I think people don't give the notion that she didn't grow up like us. So she wasn't like regularly dating, like just meeting guys, liking them a little bit, she don't know that shit. So meeting Sutton, getting pregnant or whatever, he then died. And the next person she with happens to be this dude, and she don't know how to process it being over. She probably related to Sutton dying because that was the end of her last relationship. So for me, I give her grace only because I feel like it's fucked up to not know how to date, and to not only not know how to date, to do it publicly. So I feel like she gives us pieces of her life because she don't know how to balance that shit. She don't know how to not give a fuck yet. She's still balancing things, and I feel like she wants to be open, but she gets judged too. So I'm like, she damn both ways. If she's a private, they talk shit. If she doesn't, they talk shit. So she like a 18-year-old just dating, just figuring shit out, and now she's fucking heartbroken.
Which makes this so prevalent. Miss GCF said, I wonder if Angela understands the difference between lust and love. And she probably doesn't.
She doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? She probably doesn't. And that's unfortunate because it's not like you didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. Granted, it wasn't your mom, but you still saw your dad be in a long-lasting marriage with someone. So her lack of understanding on how relationships should be and all of that, it's just kind of like sad and weird to me, which makes me wonder what her time at home with her mom was like. Because I feel like we never really see her, you know, Vanessa and Angela and JoJo's mom. We never really see her. So I don't know, you know, what her personality or what her life has been like. And it makes me feel like she probably was a single mom or, you know, just by herself for a large part of their lives because...
No, their mama got remarried. So both...
she did?
Her mom on the show, so her mom got remarried. So she has like a whole stepdad too and other siblings. So
okay.
I think because who their dad was, the girls, at least Anna and Vanessa, had to be these perfect little, you know, daughters to Rev Run. So I felt like that did not help them in the long run.
So you feel like just the ignorance of dating, period.
Yeah. If you because you think about it, because
she make decisions like a woman who ain't never had their daddy at the house. I'm just saying.
I think business-wise, she's smart. I think as a mom, she cares for her son. But I think when it comes to dating men, I think she does not know how to balance liking someone and just liking them. I think for her to go, if I like him, we're supposed to be together. She don't fall in love within the first 3 months because she feels like she doesn't want to date just to date. But sometimes you have to just date to see if that person's worth your love. And I think she doesn't get that yet. And this may be her lesson to learn to not love so fast.
I really don't know if Angela is that naive when it comes to dating because I feel like all we've seen her do is date. I remember when she was like 17, she was dating Bow Wow. He was in that music
But see, the difference between being naive and being inexperienced. I think naive means you just don't know because you're just, la la la. But if you just don't have no experience in it, you like, I'm just taking.
But that's what Necey is saying. She's saying she has experience dating.
But
she's dated a lot.
What I think
I don't think she dated that much. Well, I don't know who she's dated though.
And I feel like even her baby daddy that died wasn't the last dude she was with before the boxer. There was another guy after
him. Like a little basketball guy, wasn't some dude?
I think so.
They wanted a date, but she said they wasn't really dating. It depends on what she thinks dating is too. Because like if I go on one date, I'm not dating you. But we went out. I'm not dating you.
What I feel like happens is Angela also is the type of person who likes attention. So I feel like she's clinging on to having that equal so they can kind of be a power couple. She jumps into it hoping that it works out because she sees the rewards or benefits from being on social media in that type of way. And when it doesn't work out, you're embarrassed. So I feel like you've been in enough relationships at this point to somewhat know. And that image of her being inexperienced or like preacher's daughter is the image that she wanted us to have when she wanted us to be a virgin. Like I don't
bullshit at this point because you've been posting your ass for a while now, girl.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she's that inexperienced. I think we just think that because preacher's daughter, that's the image that she's built up since she was a teenager.
Right.
Well, hopefully she worked that shit out.
Jami, you good? We good on that? All right. So lastly, before we move on, I just want to know, what did y'all think about the way TT responded to Vanessa giving her the information, that Egypt gave to Savannah, that Savannah gave to Cree, that Cree gave to Vanessa and Tiana, and the ladies who was doing their manicures and pedicures. So everybody.
I think Vanessa should never be the one to pass along information. The whole, I'm like, just fucking say it. I'm like, I think the way she gave the information to TT was worse than what it could be. I still felt like Cree told Vanessa because she's closer to TT. I felt like the way she said it to TT was like, oh, the gossiping of it all was, Cree told me because so and so and so. It's like, no, she said you knew her better. So that's a better thing. So I feel like TT's reaction was confusion and anger because she feel like people are gossiping for one, It came from Egypt for 2. And then how much of it do I want to admit to right now because she don't know what's out there. So I think she was like just cautious with her reaction, you know. But I think she was mainly pissed at Egypt and pissed at Pep and pissed that she even has to,
she said she was going to fire
address it.
Cree. She said she was going to fire Cree and that Cree couldn't be her wedding planner. If she
I don't think she's going to do that for real. I think that was her saying, well, if she's gossiping, she can't do my wedding. But I'm like, technically Cree wasn't gossiping. So I hope they talk and that gets situated or whatever. But I feel like to me, Egypt is the one to be mad at because Egypt told Savannah. Savannah then told Cree. Cree then, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely telephone, but I felt like she just did not know how much do they know. But I'm pissed. So I can't say yes or no. How much do they know?
I think it's true. I think that it is true. And like JayLee said, she just wasn't prepared to have to answer that on camera. And how much do they know? The family's bringing this up to the forefront. But it also makes me wonder with the Cree situation. Oh, I'm going to check Cree or whatever. She's supposed to be my planner, but you're out here being messy. Are you going to probably use that as an excuse to halt your wedding or to not, you know what I'm saying, have a wedding? Because there may be this issue may send you back down that road to where y'all were. So it just makes me wonder what's going to happen with that, if this could be another excuse for them to not move forward in that. But I think she definitely should chomp off Egypt and Pep because that was messed up.
Because she said she know they dirt too. I want her to tell who get Pep drugs. Let us know who do that.
Lay it all out.
So pusher.
Because we want to know. All right, y'all. Moving on from there. Once again, we will be interviewing Cree tomorrow, Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time on JayLee's Corner. So y'all make sure y'all come and see us talk to Cree. All right, because we want to know, girl, how you felt. Did you get fired? What happened? You know what I'm saying? So also moving on to Married to Medicine, we would like to let you guys know we had posted that Heavenly was going to be on the show, and she still is going to be on the show. We just need to change the date, and I'm still waiting on some of the ladies to confirm on if we cool on that date. Well, actually, yeah, I was waiting on Necey. Because I hadn't got the okay from her yet. So I was just waiting before I sent that text. But yes, we're excited to have Heavenly on the channel. It'll probably be on Tuesday. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yeah. So Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time on my channel here. Okay, so let's go to Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine didn't really have a lot. Anila decided to get the money that Lisa Nicole Cloud owed her for that advertising on her Instagram, that she would charge $600 in liquor to Lisa Nicole Cloud's room. And hilarious. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. It was actually hilarious, but the truth of the matter is that's the type of shit that get your ass whooped. In my opinion, and she should just be happy that she did that to Lisa Nicole, who already got cases pending and don't need one for assault. I thought the fact that Carrie paid the bill, I was just like, you mean to tell me all you rich black women, y'all sat up there and y'all waited for the white lady to be like, let me go ahead and pay this because y'all embarrassing us in the fucking lobby? I don't know how I felt about that. Reparations, yeah, white lady, you spend your money, but then also all y'all bitches make money. Couldn't one of y'all drop the card and just be like, let's get the fuck out of here before the white lady did? All right, I'm gonna let it go.
I don't know if everybody really knew everything that was going on right then, but Heavenly did try to offer her coin. But Carrie was like, she already had it. But did y'all?
She was like, I just wanted to be over. She was like, here, I just wanted to be over.
Did y'all catch how Carrie called Lisa a Karen? I was like, no, you didn't.
Don't be a Karen.
Don't be a Karen, Lisa. Don't be a Karen. And I was living for it because she actually does have a Karen voice. She's like, no, I don't care about that. It's like, wait a minute, bring it down to octave.
You're gonna have to. Who asked to call the police for that? I'm like, who calls the police? I'm like, girl, sit down, someone. Lisa would not. Carrie was smart. Carrie knew she had to like be involved in the bullshit.
Yeah,
but not be too much. Then I bring her back next season. Lisa Nicole, no ma'am. I think Lisa Nicole owed that lady some money. And her thing was, you owe me one way or the other. So either pay this hotel or pay me. And Lisa being upset to me was bullshit because I'm like, you owe someone this amount of money. What does it matter how you pay it? Now, I would have beat Anila ass if you had ran my car for that amount of money. Because again, bitch, that ain't how I was going to pay you. I got cash on hand. But I also feel like who cares? It's Lisa. We don't like her. But it was funny. I would not have fussed about it. I would have paid the bill and then cuss her out later because I don't want to look foolish, fuss with somebody over a bill because it makes Lisa look broke.
Right.
Like her issue was because the amount of money. Had it been $10, had it been $100, it may not have been an issue because the amount it made it look like, okay, I can't afford this. My car is for $400. I don't have $6. I'm short $2. And I'm like, that's what it seemed like to me, that she didn't have it more than, who cared? Bitch, I'm gonna pay it because it's nothing to me. Pay you dust, and I would have walked away. But she seemed pressed over the money.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what Carrie meant. I feel like the comment that Lisa made about discussing with police, I feel like Carrie meant quit being a Karen, but she also meant quit acting like a broke bitch. I paid the bill. That's what she was supposed to politely say. But JayLee, I have to call out. You just took me out. You said if you owe somebody the money, what does it matter how you pay it? I was like, there you go, trying to see the other side of things. But then you was like, I will also be her. There you go.
I'm gonna beat that bitch ass because my money.
There you go.
Listen, my instinct is on some fighting shit, but you're right. Let's resolve it. But yeah, so outside of Anila in that situation, Scott and Contessa. That was really the only issue with Scott and Contessa. And here's the thing, y'all. I absolutely think that Scott got something going on, but I also feel like Contessa might have had something going on at one point or another. There was conversation about Contessa when she went out of town to go to school, that it wasn't just about school and that it was, about some relationship, personal shit. So I don't know whether that meant Scott was outside of the relationship, she was outside of the relationship, or both. But I just saw a little series on BET Plus called A Love Tale that greatly reminds me of Contessa and meeting random young lesbian women in bars and fucking them and then going home to your husband. So I just kind of felt like ultimately Scott and Contessa are only together because Contessa wants her children to grow up in a 2-parent household and they're very young. I don't think she's happy. I think that he has somebody on the side and that she probably has decided that she's going to stick her hand in the sand, like she said, and just deal with it until her kids are 18. And then she'll come out.
Contessa and Scott, I'm sorry. Contessa and Scott to me are toxic. I feel like, is Scott cheating? Yes. Is Contessa also cheating? Yes. So what's the beef? I feel like if y'all both unhappy, and if you on a little girl trip, you tell your friends about what's going on. What I did not agree with was I would never ambush my husband because at the end of the day, I have to go home with him.
Like, I would never. It would never go down like that. My friends would not be able to come at my husband about anything I've told them about our relationship because that's between us, bitch. That's between you and me. Even though we all know you're supposed to act like you don't know none of this shit when you around him. That's the whole point of being a good, a good friend when people be married. Trust me, I know.
And that's that bullshit. I felt like Scott had a reason.
That's why she was crying.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, no, Scott had a reason to be pissed. Even because again, no one's saying that he, was right or whatever. But I feel like the way that Heavenly and Quad and Toya came at him, he was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
And Heavenly was the least combative.
Yes, I'm like,
he's combative.
What the fuck? It was shocking. So I feel like Scott had a right to be upset, but over the ambush, not about the question of what went on. But I feel like you allowed your friend to ambush. You had your friends call your husband down to the island to ambush him, and he thought he was coming down for quality time. I'm like, you ain't shit for that. You could have checked him yourself.
The way he responded that told the story, though.
Yeah, because
him getting up and all that.
He doing shit.
Go ahead. It reminds me of how the reunion gonna be when he's caught off guard, and how he, he may act erratic or something like that.
Walked up on them. The men are all here on stage, and they all standing over there like they there to support him.
I do think that was very unfair for Contessa to do that, and I feel like it was unfair for the ladies to ask that of her because Heavenly ain't finna put her man out there. In my opinion, I don't think she's finna put Damon out there to be questioned by nobody.
He wasn't even there.
even I feel like Jackie, now that her and Curtis are moving to a better place, I feel like Jackie would want to handle things with a conversation as well. You know what I'm saying?
But at
Without
the
all
same
those
time,
ladies there.
that's the way that they help their marriages, though. With Jackie and with Simone, that was how they were able to get past it. Their friends rallied around them and was like, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man.
And with that, it was presentation then. It was about how they brought it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because when
absolutely.
they done it at the beaches, everybody was aware of what was going to happen and how the conversations and stuff was going to flow. Scott was really blindsided. And then Heavy, I want to know what he got to say.
What kind of friends you got, sir? Because they knew. Cecil and Curtis knew what the fuck was going on.
But you know what I think Simone and Jackie plan was to ease into the conversation, and that's how they made Cecil and Curtis think. I think if you notice,
I got time for this shit.
Heavily and quiet, put that shit off. I think that's why Simone said to him, like, you done in the hot seat. I think they meant to ease in the conversation, and that was Simone and Jackie's plan. However, the other ones was like, nah.
They should have had an overall conversation. They should have had a production meeting about what they was gonna do with Scott.
The only ones who should have been involved in that dinner should have been the married couples. That should have been contestant Scott, Jackie and Curtis, and Cecil and Simone. So that way, the extra little bullshit of the women who wasn't there wouldn't have been involved, because Jackie and Simone could have easily, because technically Simone and Jackie are the only ones who are still with their husbands who they work shit out with. Toya and Eugene got fucked. They don't want to admit to. Quiet divorced Greg and have the act as if her and Damon is perfect. So I'm like, why include them in the bullshit of it all when they already feel some kind of way about your husband? They're going to come at him because they feel what you said already. Whereas Simone and Jack, like, we need to get this worked out. Like, we don't want y'all fussing. Let's figure out what's going on to fix it. But not heavily Toya and Quad. Scott, what's up with the woman, Scott? I was like, oh, it's gonna get, and it got messy quick.
Yeah, Quad. When Quad was hollering at that table, to me, it sounded like that was coming from somewhere deep for her. It was coming from somewhere deep. So I agree. She probably should have been at the table to discuss it. She probably shouldn't even went to the room after to discuss it. But
that was crazy.
That whole ambush, that's part of the theatrics that I've been talking about. Week for week, I'm like, okay, it's Scott's fault. Okay, it's Contessa's fault. This situation, I feel like, was nothing but the theatrics for Contessa, because like Bondy said, Contessa has decided that she will stay in that marriage until her children turn 18 for a fact. So that's why even whenever she ambushed him, that was part of the theatrics. But when she got up, she immediately apologized because she knew she was going to have to go home and deal with the wrath. And whatever he had done was invalid at that point because your ass wanted to pull tricks for the camera.
Don't include your friends in your bullshit if you're not going to leave your husband. Don't include me in your shit. Because again, when you stay with him at the next function, I have to face him after I told him he wasn't shit. Because you told me, well, he's cheating on me, I think. But it's like, so you allowed me to react to a situation that you're not going to leave. So I look dumb.
Right.
That also just made me think, like I told y'all, they have that Princess and Ray J dynamic where I think Contessa knows that he's so indifferent that she's willing to pull these theatrics because she feels like if he's on camera and in front of people, then
it might force a reaction.
Yes.
He's not going to get in private. Because in private, he's just going to be on his phone and he's going to zone the fuck out. He's going to ignore you. And it's just going to be like you talking to yourself. And then you're going to be in the bed crying. And, and you
back at the room, do y'all think when they came to the room or whatever, and he, went to talk or whatnot, but when he was like, okay, stop talking about it, I feel like he felt like, okay, y'all doing too much. I would have preferred.
Like he didn't want to hear them continue to talk about what was going on because he knew he was at fault. Like you straight up lied about what kind of counselor you were seeing. So you say just because you were so-called upset at Contessa, oh yeah, I was mad in that moment, so I lied and said I was seeing a woman, but I've been seeing a man named Kevin Johnson. Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Like, let me see the phone. Where your phone at? Let me see Kevin Johnson on your phone.
She still hasn't confirmed that, and the fact that she hasn't tried to confirm that lets me know that it doesn't even matter. You're gonna stay with him anyway. Yeah. So why try to show what he's doing? That's why in the confessional she's like, I don't choose to speak on whatever he's doing. I don't know what anybody can be, because she don't want to know, because it's easier to stay with him if she doesn't know exactly what the fuck is going on. But something
he
is
admitted
going on.
No, he admitted to asking for the photos.
Getting pictures, and then being like, yeah. And first of all, Carrie said that when they were arguing, Contessa said he asked for those pictures, and then they tried to make it seem like people just sending it to him. I said, no, he asked for those pictures. Ain't nobody just sending you no fucking pussy pictures. Like, I get it. People might fetishize husbands that are on these shows because they hate y'all wives or whatever the fuck going on, but give me a motherfucker. Y'all niggas be on here with big bellies 50 years old, and you mean to tell me y'all getting all these naked puss pictures in y'all DMs like that? I beg to differ. You ask somebody for that. They may hit you up. But they not sending. Yeah, but you gotta ask for them. They ain't about to just send them. Their Instagram might have everything but you ask for it, okay? Child, let's move on from that because they make my nerves bad. The next show is Ready to Love. So these are my notes, and then I want to add something. Kyra playing games, Amber playing games, Jason playing games. I don't know what to think of AJ, Poe Chris, Joelle and Vernicia seem good, but I don't trust it. So I was watching Little Black Book when I was cooking today, and I was listening to him dissect the live that Vernicia and Kyra did together, and your boy was in the background. I forgot his name, but they were basically. Yeah, Diedrich. They were trying to prove that Kyra wasn't playing games and that she was actually being led astray and bamboozled by Jason. And it's not that I don't believe that, but them trying to make it seem like she wasn't a petty, competitive person that was trying to win a game. I don't like that because that's a lie. And if you care so much about your character, how about you not get on a reality show about dating? 9 times out of 10, you are going to in some way embarrass yourself on a reality show, and then a reality show where you got to actually be vulnerable enough to date people. Did you really think you were going to remain intact in entirety? That's not how any of this works, sweetheart. So I was annoyed by the overall energy. I was annoyed by Vernicia trying to defend her so much. I was annoyed that Diedrich thought he actually said something that helped the situation, because I was like, what did this nigga say? He didn't say anything. But basically they was just trying to let it be known that Kyra had always said that Jason was her number one, and we all know that. The only thing they didn't speak on, which I think is the truth, I think Kyra fucked Jason, and that's why she thought she was going to be chosen by him, and when she wasn't, that's really why she felt played. When people were saying she felt embarrassed, she didn't want to admit that, but that's exactly what happened. You felt that y'all were closer than y'all really were. For what reason? Tell us the truth. For what reason? Because y'all fucked, in my opinion. Okay.
And I wonder that too. I feel like that could be true, but then it also makes me wonder if that is indeed the case. Why was she so indecisive about who she wanted to be with? That's the weird part.
She was trying to play a game. I think she was trying to make it seem like she is so unemotional and, logical that sex wouldn't be a factor for her. So I think she low-key wanted Jason to be shaking in his boots because she felt like she had that pull over him. And I really feel like she was so upset because she knows that ultimately she ended up playing herself. Because if that's the case, if you did sleep with Jason, you feel like you played yourself, because at the end of the day, Jason can go on and pretend to be this good guy for Liz.
What I think is crazy is she's trying to make it seem as if Jason is like wrong for picking Liz. I'm like, y'all both had options to date other people, even if you fucked him, or even if you didn't. The fact that you thought he was number one, you seen him courting someone else. So when he asked you, hey, what do you want to do, to make it seem as if you had not decided, that ain't his fault, that's your fault. Because if you wanted him, just say that. Like, because that could have made him want you too. So I feel like she wants to make it seem as if Liz was his afterthought or whatever, or he really didn't. I'm like, no, bitch, not bitch. But, you put yourself in the position to not be chosen by Jason. And that's your fault. Because him and they both asked you, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? If you've always picked him, why could you not say that? So don't make it seem as if, well, I'm still here, so I'm gonna see what's up with Jason. He showed you nothing. What you want, we're not gonna do that no more. I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? My bad for not saying earlier that I picked Liz, whatever. But again, I'm not finna do this with you. I made my decision. I'm good. And I think his energy was, I kept asking you, and you wouldn't tell me shit. So don't try to come to me now because AJ saved you. I didn't save you. I don't need you right now. What you want? I got somewhere to be. Let's go. I was like, okay, Jason.
She said, my decision is for us to stay as friends. But
He was like, okay.
Like, girl, the decision has already been made for you.
I was like, dang.
But
You
I
know
definitely
what's funny?
delusional.
What's funny is the fact that she would talk about how Jason didn't present himself a certain way to her, and for her to be so privy to how he moves. You should have been able to know from the sit downs you've had with nephew Tommy and hearing how Liz discussed him to know that, oh wow, he's doing all of that for her, but he doesn't even do that for me. Because to me, I feel like as we watched the show, we saw a clear difference between how he was with you whenever he was with you versus how he was with Liz. We saw the connection a bit more. Over there with Liz, so you would have thought she would have connected that.
Backstory. She said that she had a conversation with Jason where they understood that he was going to choose Liz. But the night or the morning of the meetup, deliberations or whatever for the women, for the men, for them to decide, I believe she got a text that said do something from Jason, and later on he pretended like that text was to his mom. He didn't mean to send it to Kyra. He meant to send that to his mom. I said, why would you send do something to your mom? Nobody talks to their mom like that. Like, you sound fucking crazy, especially the way you feel about your parents. You did not text your mama do something. You meant to text Kyra to see what she was gonna do, and when she met up with you on that rah-rah energy, she wasn't coming to you the way you thought she was going to come to you. You thought that y'all was meeting up so she could tell you she changed her mind and she wanted you. And I think if she would have said that, you absolutely would have changed your mind about Liz. But she did not give you that energy. She gave you the energy of, no, nigga, I want to know what's going on with you, because you said that we was here, but we ain't here because you and her is here. Okay? So, because he had already told AJ that he chose Liz. So, and Liz told, and AJ told her that. So I just kind of feel like she might have wanted to come on to, clarify and all of that bullshit. But the truth of the matter is he met up with her with the expectation that she was going to change her mind.
What do you want?
But I think when she asked him, if I told you something before, would it change your mind? He then said no. I really felt like she wanted him to change his mind. I don't think he wanted her to change hers, because again, she hadn't made a pick yet. So when she asked him that, I really thought he would have said, okay, if you had said yes to me, things may have been different. But I think her asking him that, she fully hoped, if I come here and fuss with him, if I come and if I get this energy from him, he gonna realize he cared for me and then pick me.
I think they both
ask him
trying to do the same thing. I think they were both meeting to do the exact same thing to one another, and he won.
Because
he didn't give a fuck.
I think a lot of ladies lead with their body, not just like literally, but like sexually, and think that that's gonna make or break anything. I also feel like the whole do some. He ain't saying that to a woman he didn't gave white roses to do something. No, he's not. She knew exactly what he was saying. And I think it's slick, like saying fuck some. That's what I'm getting. That's the energy that I'm getting. So now, it's probably not far-fetched that they did mess around. Yikes.
I didn't like how she made it seem as if because he was willing to wait for Liz, that means he couldn't possibly have wanted to fuck her. I'm like, a man can want to fuck you because you fuckable.
That made me think they fucked even more when she said that shit.
Yeah.
Well, because she said their conversation was, she's like, our conversation was never about us not having sex. I'm like, okay, that means because you want to fuck somebody.
Right.
If Liz doesn't have that energy, Liz Liz has a whole different energy. Liz may have came out a little bit. Liz showed just enough body to show she had body, but she still led with her being a good, wholesome, whatever. Kyra came into the house in that move-some dress looking amazing. In every episode, she made sure to lead with her body, her sex appeal. That's not wrong at all. Nothing is wrong. However, you and Liz walk two different races.
Right.
And he happens to like hers.
This is what made me think more so of the game too, the game of it all for Kyra. When Kyra sat at the table and said to him, do you think if I would have worded it differently, your actions were still the same? What do you mean? If you think I would have worded it differently?
Right. And he said that it was her actions that he didn't know what to do.
And when you say that, worded it differently, that makes me think that you were playing a game because you would have worded it differently just to continue to string him along in a sense.
Yep.
Because you were confused.
And that we just got a comment that made me think of something from Carrie. She says he lied to Liz. A volunteer lied that I chose you weeks ago.
Yes.
That showed me that they was playing games on a whole nother level. Because and I also felt like in that meetup with Kyra that there was a little bit of fear and passive aggressiveness from Jason with all that killing talk because he didn't know what information she might have.
Yes.
I already
Right.
said, yeah.
Absolutely.
He didn't know if she was gonna say, "Well, why we had sex" or something like that. So I think that's why he was so willing to say, "Okay, well that I did."
He was definitely on fuckboy shit with her though, with Kyra. And he also lied to Liz. And later on, Kyra says that it wasn't shade to Liz, but I think it absolutely was shade towards Liz. You could say what you want, but he put you in a space where you felt that you wanted to come in her neck because she was saying that he was doing everything for her that you expected him to be doing for you because y'all fucked. I'm gonna keep going back to that because I think that's the truth. But Amber and Chris, it wasn't eventful, but it definitely made me feel like Amber is not really trying to be with Chris. She just also wanted to win the game.
I feel like she likes him and she don't know what she want to do. But she's just like, I'm in it to win. Like, I'm here now. So I'm you know what I'm saying? But I do think I think they like each other. I think again, but will it work past the show? It's always my question.
Because a lot of these things
the weird part.
Past the reunion show, now, girl.
Right.
I feel like Amber's full of shit. From the whole Ron situation. And then when we get to when she talked about how Chris said he's practicing semen retention, right? And then she talks about how she wants kids. He said he wanted a lot of kids. She was like, oh, well, I want to be married first. But you just said on another
marriage wasn't a big deal.
Children was more important than you getting married. So now when I heard that, it was like, okay, ma'am, I feel like you just full of shit and you clicked with Chris, somebody that you knew who came back to the show that was really looking for love. And it's like, okay, if I play it up to him, then I know I can make it to the end because I know I'm just going to feed into whatever he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he wants, I'm going to feed into that. And at least that's somebody I got locked down to the end, which also makes sense because it's like you sat up there and you still went out with Ron and then you kissed Ron and then you tried to say that he was the one that kissed you. So Amber full of shit to me.
Facts. Simply put, especially whenever they sat down and they started having discussions about kids, and Chris said, "How many kids do you want?" And she said, "At least one." But just a couple weeks ago, you said you were okay with 5. What is it?
I think they both don't know what the other one want. They just both kind of want to be together because it's fun.
Yeah,
for the show.
Yeah, for the show.
And as far as Joel and Vernicia, I think we can just go ahead and say that it's cute and all of that, but question mark.
I saw her on the live and she brought up how they didn't show her a lot. So I feel like we don't have any idea who she is or even how she is because again, they didn't show her enough. I feel like for her to have been a person with one person the whole time, how do we not know? Like, how do you laugh? Like we don't know much about her at all. Like she was like a mime or whatever.
I think she was boring. I think she was boring on camera, and therefore they didn't feel the need to follow her story because she was boring. Everything was about Joel and Baby and his muscles and him grabbing ass and everything. It was never about her and her relationships with other people, and that was her mistake. For one, for being boring, and two, for tying herself to him so soon in the game to where she never really gave other people besides Diedrich a chance, and Diedrich's energy was weird. And I also thought it was so funny that they were talking about how great he was in that live, but it's like the little black book was like, it's so funny when women say that shit and they won't fuck you themselves. It's like, oh, he's a great guy, but I won't fuck with him, but I also want to say to you, dudes who feel like that, that's because all y'all ain't everybody cup of tea. And that's just what it is. Understand that, commit that to memory and find your cup of tea and stop fucking tripping. Cause a lot of y'all be tripping. Anybody have anything else to say about Regular Love before we move on? We're good. All right, let's move on to Jocelyn's Cabaret. Hey. So this past episode of Jocelyn's Cabaret, it really wasn't much. Jocelyn and Miss Natural made up. Miss Natural didn't leave the house. She actually got to talk to the therapist, but we didn't get to see that, which I felt like was dumb because she seemed to be the one with the most going on and probably needed the talk. But whatever. Ballistics and Jocelyn have this scene that was so uncalled for and unnecessary. And then the preview to next week's episode looked like we see them fucking, and I don't know why.
I'm confused.
I was like, what is happening?
I mean, I want to see it, but I'm so confused.
I don't know why, but yeah, of course I want to see it. I'll be here. Sapphire and fucking Lucky bringing breakfast to them. The breakfast look good, but I'm tired of y'all kissing ass. I'm tired of the feverish way that all of y'all kiss ass. Like, just dance and shut the fuck up. All this ass kissing is tiring. Big Lex, you too. Okay, because you ass kiss, you should have went into the army, bitch. You should have been one, because she makes a great soldier. Okay, she's strong, she know how to fight, she's loyal, and all you need to do is point her in the direction of the enemy, and she's gonna go and handle it without any questions asked or any forethought. Okay, she is somebody that should have been in the motherfucking military instead of shaking pussy lackadaisically for them little bit of dollars that you getting, bitch. You're fucked up. The recruiter should have came to your school. Outside of yeah, sorry. Yummy P is the only one that got the choreography right, and in my opinion, it's because she's the only one that ignores all instruction. She ignores all instruction, even from Jocelyn. She don't really listen to nobody. That's why in the confessional, it's whatever, bitch. But then in person, it's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's because she's not really listening to you, bitch. She's saying what she thinks you want to hear. That's why she did the choreography on beat. Everybody else was doing it off beat, but they were doing it the way Jocelyn did it when they recorded it. Everybody has been practicing that recording. Yummy was the only one like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do it to the beat and y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all doing. But they were following Jocelyn's actual, recording, which shows you Jocelyn, even just because you can strip and roll your body and dance sexy does not mean you are a dancer. I want you to know that. The choreography is trash. It's not easy for them to follow. That's the reason why they don't do well in it. It does not make sense. When choreography is good, you pick it up like that, especially if you already a dancer like Miss Natural and Yummy, and it still took them a while to get that terrible ass choreography.
Well, no, it's because the girl said that they said that she recorded different she recorded different ways. So each of them saw a different version of the dance.
Well, that's stupid.
That's what Big Leg said. They said she recorded different ways, so they all did it differently. When Ballistics then said with Johnson, you off beat too. I'm like, see, bitch, you can't do your own goddamn dance.
She was missing a step, this little cha-cha part, and that's why when they came up, they was like, what the fuck am I doing? But if anybody's listening to the beat, and then da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, and instead they like da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da.
The only move I'm upset. I don't want to see no stripper doing a snake.
Yes.
Right.
That's the problem for me.
The whole thing, I'm like, it's the pause in it. It was like, girl, it's just I just can't.
Lexi Blow did it good because she was actually
she's sexual. Everybody knows how to be sexual. I also think Jocelyn probably gave her the good recording because she liked her so much. Gave everybody else the fucked up recording.
That's right, but that's the difference though. It's choreography. Jocelyn was right because it ain't no damn choreography. Okay, the choreography. She's right. That's exactly what it looked like. Choreography.
Child, hot ass mess. Well, even Sapphire, didn't do well this episode. I really enjoyed when Big Lex told Yummy P she didn't give a fuck about all that bullshit she was talking about.
Yes. So
I don't give a fuck about any of that. I was like, yeah. But no, her and Lexi Blow look amazing sitting there. I'm like, them bitches look good. The people she should pick Big Lex, Lexi Blow, better.
Lucky.
Yeah. I think Lucky, Lexi Blow. I think Natural. And I think
once she do the right step,
if she learns it. Yeah, if Boss Tech can learn it, I think she'd be good.
Yeah, she should definitely be.
Boss Tech did good. Her and Lexi Blow did great together. I was so surprised.
I was waiting on Boss Tech to basically show her ass and fuck up the dance, but she didn't.
I knew she
Honey,
did it.
when Jacqueline said, "Are y'all drunk?" and Chanel said, "I'm actually drunk." I said, "Oh, bitch, like she needs to go see
She
a
needs to go home." And I'm gonna tell you this: I don't think she had that belly when they saw her on videotape. I think she didn't got that belly drinking in quarantine.
I'm sure, but look, did y'all see Jocelyn's face when she was looking at them? Especially Chanel. I was like, Chanel, girl, you're not even a candidate.
All I see is belly.
I'm not even looking at her. I'm not even looking at her.
All I see is belly.
Yeah, all I can see is her belly. I'm not even looking at her. But this one thing that she said that pissed me off, y'all, Jocelyn. She was talking about Miss Natural. She was like, "So what, bitch? Okay, my baby daddy tried to say my baby too. So what? But you know what? I won because I'm a winner." And I'm just kind of like, no, bitch, you won because he didn't have any real issue or real reason to take your child. Right. Miss Natural is a fucking porn star. The wrong judge will absolutely take her child from her. Like
she said, everybody that had
he just don't like that girl.
She don't.
She I don't like people that are more talented than her.
And Natural is like, if Natural gets in the right position, she'll be amazing. And I think her saying like, I don't want to do porn. I don't want to be looked at as a porn star no more. I want to be different. She said last week. I'm like, they don't get the reason she is upset in her feelings. I'm like, she's saying I don't want my kid to be gone. So I'm like, for them act like, oh, she's crazy. No, bitch, she's a human. She's a mom.
And Jocelyn like, we were gonna fight.
Which makes me wonder if that's why she's crying so much about her divorce. Maybe her husband creates the stability, which is why she still has her child. But if he steps outside of that, they may start to judge her in a different manner, and her child will get snatched away.
That's sad. I hope she get to keep her child, but I also hope she get her fucking life together. Because to be clear, like, you can say what you want to, but that shit ain't cool for nobody to go to school and be like, yeah, nigga, I just finished jacking off to your mom's. Like, you know, like that you can say whatever the fuck you want to. That shit is not cool, bro. Like, it ain't fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the last show, y'all. Okay, like the video, support us, okay, because we are giving y'all a full production, bitch. We had guests, we had questions. Child, before we get into the encore, can I tell y'all how crazy it is that fucking story coincided with Basa's life? The I don't fuck with you cold story. Like, ain't that crazy, y'all?
That's crazy.
Yes.
It show you don't know how much, you don't know what anybody been through.
You don't.
Like, I think some of you folks don't. Right, because she could have kept her, you know, that's herself.
And when you get real focused, shit comes, because she sent me that and I wasn't gonna use it at first. And when I was sitting here making my notes, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw that in because that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of little things that came to me yesterday when I was in my, you know, my conscious stream of getting work done for us for, like, you know, the whole child. When I tell y'all I was in this motherfucker for hours, JayLee, I know you know because you took off. So I know you probably was in the same zone I was in, like just So,
oh yeah.
I think people don't know how much we all have going. Like, y'all don't get how much we have to put into our own show, our own channels, and our own lives. And we talk like it's a full time everyday thing that we get y'all. Y'all think all these graphics and these color schemes and my sweatshirt and Jamie's sweatshirt, you think all this? Look, it's a whole.
Not to put that everybody.
Right.
It's a whole show. So I think people got to know, like, when y'all catch us at 9:15, no, we didn't just do this shit yesterday. No, we've been handling shit that y'all don't even know we have that's coming up.
Okay.
So y'all need to just, you know, we look.
Support
us.
Are like the video. That's the least you can do.
Support us.
Subscribe to each channel. Watch each of us.
Okay.
Watching one of us, watch all of us.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all, everybody.
Y'all come every week. And this what you said, the 20th episode, and y'all been here like
20th, yes. 700 people in the room. We're about to get into the encore, the last show. Y'all make sure y'all light this video up with them likes. You heard, we even gave y'all a bounce song in this bitch today. So I need for y'all to light this shit up. Okay, this was an excellent show today. All right, y'all.
Hear feedback? Or am I tripping?
Huh?
You getting feedback or you tripping?
You're good.
I don't hear any.
Okay.
Y'all, I need to I'm gonna redo this one because it's supposed to be the encore. I don't know why I just won't call shit, whatever it is, instead of
Encore.
putting T in front of it.
It's
Y'all,
really
encore.
BET
Right.
presents the encore.
It's
So
too long.
extra.
It's too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
encore. That's what it is. But I had to do a little cutting for this graphic. But y'all see these bitches. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it because I do have notes for this one. Okay. So here are the notes. Keely cries to the twins. They make up. Keely is a hating ass bitch the whole episode on Aubrey with a glass of wine in her hand. I was like, how you hating from a cheap seats, bitch? You ain't doing not a motherfucking thing. And sitting up here hating on that lady. Look, that lady already can't breathe in her own face. We don't need all this extra from you. Okay? The twins get the girls in the studio this episode. And honestly, the twins are the heaven sent to the group. Because they're the writers, they're the producers, they're the arrangers, they're the people that are going to get in the studio and make the content for you hoes to figure out how to sing. So this episode, to be honest, I was more so on the twin side than anybody else because I felt like we consistently saw them getting up early in the morning, going to the studio, writing, producing, staying there late at night. Now, the only thing is I do feel like y'all was hogging songs for just the two of y'all, which worked on my nerves because there was no reason why y'all had to be the only ones on that bird's eye view song. Y'all are not the only ones that can sing. Nivea, Shamari, and Pam could have been on that. Pam has such a unique tone and voice that with a ballad, especially with a chorus, like Pam is your chorus queen out this motherfucker. So it was annoying to me this episode when she was taking off that talking song because they didn't want to change the word hoe that was in the lyrics when they could have just said folks. Like she could have said folks instead of hoes. It was a simple, quick fix that nobody would have even noticed, especially since she said it doesn't need to change in the whole song. I just don't want to say it. And I'm like, that y'all could have just had her say folks. It sounds the same. It doesn't change the note, nothing. So that aggravated me that they were trying to find ways to push the other girls off of the songs. So I do agree that the twins are just here to showcase their talent so that they can up their profile, but at the same time they were doing the majority of the work. Misha, you was upstairs with wine. Misha, you was upstairs in the bed, and then when it's time for you to write, you getting performance anxiety, take your ass upstairs, and then the twins have to take over. When it's time for you to record, you calling the twins to come and help you record. So at this point the twins are tired because they feel like they have to hold your hand through this process, and it's only 30 days. And you want to write, but you're too scared to write. And then you complain about how you're not being made a part of it, but you're the one that's not a part of it. You're the one that take yourself out of the situation every time. And even Irish was like, she feels like she sabotages herself for her family, which makes me feel like whatever Misha's bullshit is, Irish gets caught up in that bullshit, even if it's not what she wants exactly. And before I let y'all go ahead, Aubrey became the queen this episode. And even though I feel like Aubrey has a way of organizing things in a way that made the ladies feel like somebody is finally handling the situation, I still feel like the twins were going to give her a hard time when they saw fit. And they did that at that dinner, and it pissed me off. Because I was like, she was right. Y'all want y'all songs performed a certain way, and they want to feel included. She wasn't wrong at all. She was absolutely right. Felicia, who tries to act all the time like she's not the one with the fucking problem, but she's always the one staring off into the air, going off about something, and swear up and down that it's only Fallon. So yeah, they blew me. But at the end of the day, Misha, either shut up or write. Pick one.
I think Misha already has her own confidence issues, and hearing what they said about her, like overhearing that, kind of adds to it. But I feel like she kind of hurt herself because ain't nobody tell you to overhear what they're saying, because the twins gonna tell you how they feel anyway. They're gonna tell you that to your face, and they've been saying this since they walked in the house. So you didn't have to overhear that. So she's definitely alienating herself from the group, and she just has a lot of insecurity that she's battling with, and using that as another reason to not to not write. And then she's also doing this comparison thing too. She is allowing what these girls saying about, oh, I work with this person, I work with that person, I've been doing this and that. I think she's comparing her writing and her singing to them, which also sets her further back from moving forward. When it comes to Aubrey ain't no saint either to me. I feel like when she come to the girls, like, they already made a plan on how I think the skeleton song's supposed to go. Aubrey over there trying to take the songs from them. So shout out to Misha for calling Aubrey out at the table, I feel, because it's like, we're supposed to be working on tracks, but you taking the tracks from us because you want to do them over here with these ladies. So I feel like Aubrey has an agenda as well. Go ahead.
No, I agree, but it was just the way she did it. And Misha, you know, like, it was like, you know, I don't mean to disrupt all this positive shit, but do you really care about that mandate? It was like, bitch, wait a minute. Can we toast and drink the shit first?
So it was like a Scott situation over there, Married to Medicine. We didn't even get to eat our food before you sat up there and started.
See, I think it's weird.
We gonna talk over salad. We gonna talk over drinks.
Right. I'm gonna just say this though. I felt like she was trying to get everybody against them.
Yeah.
She was trying to get everybody against them. And then when the twins was like, all right, well, fuck it then. We won't do anything. We'll take all our songs and send them to somebody, send them to Besa, send them to Ariana Grande. Y'all don't have to use our shit. Y'all can do your own shit. Write the song. Write it. Write the song. And everybody was like, oh, wait a minute. No. We need you guys. No, we don't want to. Can we work together? And then the tone changes. And I'm like, see, that's the way you should have came at them from the very beginning. Because they low-key tired of y'all because they feel like they the only ones doing all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But see, I don't like the twins.
Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
Go ahead, James. Well, I think the twins have a fucked up way of talking to people. I feel like y'all are all there for a reason. Everyone can't be the writer and the producer. So if that's your thing, then do that. But you can't do that and want to alienate other people because they don't sound how you sound. Y'all all have different voices. So at the end of the day, it's on bullshit. You know, Carlos did an interview with the Jackson brand. He brought up how the first pilot was with Keely, the twins, and also Shamari. So they already, you know, were on that first pilot from 7 years ago. So I feel like the twins feel like, okay, they brought us back, so we're supposed to be here. And no one is saying they're not doing the most of the work. That's fine. But however, y'all doing that because y'all don't want the other ones included. It's not as if y'all doing that because, oh, you know, we just want, no. Y'all don't want to include Misha and
I don't think so. I
the other
think
girl.
they want to include who wants to be included, because when everybody was in the studio recording, that fucking talking song, they had verses for everybody in that damn song.
But that's why they did.
Everybody was downstairs in the studio at the same time working on it together. So I feel like there's a level where the twins are like, bitch, we can't force you, and we're about getting this shit done. We only have 30 days. They are fucking the way they handle people, though.
I think that's her point. Y'all are here to show off what y'all can do. Y'all ain't here to show off what we can do as a group. Y'all want to show how y'all can come here, make this shit on y'all own. So I think it's the difference between, you know what, we in the studio, where Misha at? Go get her. If y'all really want to include everybody, sometimes go get her. Now, if she come to her own shit, yes. She should be drinking? No, but I do feel like y'all can also try
that's
to
a problem if you ask
everybody. What?
If you ask my problem, that's her real issue in that house. Every time I see her and Keely, they reaching for some damn wine. And I would say Nivea, but Nivea shows up and does her part when it's time.
But that's something else too. If Kylie's supposed to be the goddamn person, why are you? Somebody should be gathering people together to work. And that should not fall through.
Nobody should have to gather them though.
That's the thing. But that's if the point of it is to have y'all all make something, everyone has to sometimes pull people in to do stuff because they may not want to. Misha and Iris has the least. They haven't been around recently. I'll say that. So you may have to pull them in a little bit more. If the goal is for y'all all to win, you shouldn't have an issue with pulling someone in and say, hey, this may work for us all, because sometimes one person may not want to step outside their comfort zone. And Misha and Iris are way outside of their comfort zone.
Well, Irish is coming back because out of the twins, I do like Felicia the most. I feel like Felicia is the one that is being more helpful. Felicia gives Irish directions and she follows. She sounded better then than before. Another thing that Fallon said that I didn't really like, Fallon was like, I'm tired of doing all the work. You tired of doing all the work, but you constantly let people know what y'all been doing and how y'all do this and how y'all do that, and we've already done this. So now, okay, cool, do it, because whenever we do something, you're gonna have an issue. I don't know if you guys have ever worked in that type of space where every time you're about to do something, somebody makes it feel as though it's not good enough. So when you get in that space, it makes you not want to do nothing. So then you got it, like you do it, and then when they're doing everything, they want to get frustrated. Well, no, don't be frustrated, because you was just bragging about this stuff. And one thing I have to highlight, I said this in my video, Fallon, if Fallon don't do nothing else, she gonna name drop. She gonna name drop. I don't know why they had to let people know she was working with Sony and Universal to just tell her that she could help her with her vocals, like, or help her with her writing. It's like, we didn't even need to know that, ma'am.
But then when it came time for you to actually help somebody, you tired. Girl, which one is it? Is you a teacher or not?
Exactly.
So I couldn't listen to anything that anybody had to say about the twins that was bad this episode. Specifically because I feel like they displayed teamwork, and if they weren't in the house, what the hell would everybody else be doing besides eating and sleeping? Now, the other thing, I feel like, yes, their delivery could be better, but at the same time, when they were sitting at the dinner table, Misha set the tone. Misha showed up cussing and ready to set the tone. And I feel like instead of Misha knows she's the weakest link. Instead of you wanting to have discussions about what you lack, you rather have discussions about the twins being a bully because you don't want to admit that you don't have the same talent that they have. Now you may have had back in the day, or you may have just skated. Who knows? But you don't want to
be real with yourself.
Right. You don't want to discuss that. So you trying to make the whole house get on this Fallon and Felicia type stuff. So for that, I'm just like, girl, figure out what you can contribute, and then we can discuss that instead of discussing them being a bully when they're actually bringing everything to the house.
That's why I was saying this episode, they actually, to me, showed up the way everybody wanted them to, as far as like bringing everybody in the studio, y'all. Let's get it done. We got a part for everybody in this bitch. I felt like it wasn't until Misha decided that she wasn't going to write. And then when she did come in, to do something, you want to complain about not being included. But it's like, bitch, you the one that went upstairs. You could have laid your ass on that sofa and still been involved. But that's not what you wanted to do. So I'm over Misha. I feel like you're insecure. You're probably an alcoholic. You need to stop drinking. You don't need to pick up another bottle of wine in that fucking house, because the truth of the matter is, people might feel it may feel easier to sing when you're drinking, but drinking does terrible shit for your vocal cords. It adds a lot of mucus to your vocal cords, and sometimes it's not as easy to sing when you have all that mucus in your throat. So you overweight. That's no disrespect. That's just what it is. You overweight, and then you drinking a lot. So your breathing is not where it should be. And you got all this phlegm and shit in your throat because you keep drinking. Yes, sis, you're not helping yourself. And that's why I got mad, because it's like, it's all this venom towards the people that's actually doing the work. And when you're given the opportunity, you punk out.
And the fact that she used the word bully. You 40 plus damn years old, and you want to say that these girls are bullying you?
33-year-old girls is bullying.
I think they all bullying each other. I think they have all pushed around their bulliness at one point in this house. So nobody is innocent. I feel like everyone is trying to do their own thing, which doesn't work in a house that's supposed to be about y'all working together. If the goal is supposed to be fast songs with whoever on it, nobody is trying to all work together, because everybody feels some kind of way about something. Even if the twins like, I'm being used for my writing and producing, they're mad because they don't feel appreciated. But again, Misha like, well, I want to see more, but you can't. So you can't be like, you can't sing. Want to be praised. I do feel like the twins want to be praised for their work. And to be clear, they are fucking talented. The way they got that song together in one night, and that shit was a bop. That talking song, like that shit was a bop. In the bird's eye. That's why I don't get
beautiful.
I don't get why they don't say, y'all are writers. Can y'all thing be to get us the music? We can then figure out who's on what song. It's like they're too busy fussing about y'all write twice. Nobody else is writing. I don't get why now people can't say they are great writers. They do this. That should be what they're doing here. However, them writing should not give them the right to then say who can and can't sing on what song. That's the issue. They feel like they're saying, because we wrote this, we should pick who sings what parts. that should be a collaboration and an agreement between everybody. No one can set a 9 people. At least 2 people can say who can and can't sing on the song, but they wrote it. No, that doesn't help anybody.
I feel like the twins were being very helpful, but then at the same time, I feel like that backfired, which made sense why Felicia said what she said at the table when Misha was like, oh, we don't have no songs, you're taking them from us. And then Felicia was like, oh, I think that is Aubrey's agenda, because remember, some of the songs they had for them, Aubrey kind of convinced them to take them away. Like they thought they were going to do the Bird's Eye View song when Pam said that she didn't want to be on a cussing track. She said, oh, I don't think everybody can be on that track. So they were being helpful, right. But I feel like they started to realize they were being manipulated in a sense by Aubrey.
Y'all know,
who do y'all think did that audio thing? I thought you made
that she's not. I got it from the thing. I just cut it so that the writing was cut off.
Oh,
but this was from an actual like cast photo.
Well, someone said they thought that she was like they didn't see her performing like at the end or whatever, so she may have left.
She might have left, yeah, before they got a chance to do all of this.
Mm-hmm.
See, he had D Woods a part of the original cast.
Yeah, she was on part 1. I'm so they replaced her
on All Black right now. She on All Black. She's taping a TV show.
Okay.
Necey, what you about to say?
I would love to see D Woods.
I don't even remember, but I was thrown off because I would have much rather seen D Woods. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Oh, we were talking about Aubrey and her not being on.
Oh, yes. In the previews, you see that she eventually ends up not participating. She ends up acting like Misha, not participating in anything. So maybe she does end up leaving.
Talking about she's funny though.
Because the twins, they was like, why are you hollering at us after they had finished doing all that fucking hollering? That shit was so
loud. Your voice, I do this. So is Aubrey the eyeball because she's
level for you? Like,
do y'all think Aubrey's the weird one because she happens to be the one white girl? Do y'all think that has anything to do with?
Absolutely. That's why she didn't like when they called her divisive. She clipped on that and said because she's a white lady and white people are known to be divisive. So she wanted to like make sure that was not being linked to her. And it's so funny because this might be one of the only times where a white lady being in the house does not bother me the way it does with Kim Zolciak or any of those other times y'all put one white person on the show with a whole bunch of black people.
I would think she's black.
I was about to say I don't think
except for them blue contacts.
And that figure, no, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Girl, I'm glad she's not on this screenshot because when I tell
she had 3 different faces in one show. I'm like, how?
I'm about to put this. Matter of fact, hold up, y'all. I'm about to put this shit in here because I want us to. Right, y'all know Roxanne reviews this show now. I can't. It's gonna take too much time, but Roxanne was doing Aubrey's face in her last video.
It was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious.
I was laughing so hard that I had to scream.
It was hilarious.
Wow, that's low key accurate.
That's exactly accurate.
Exactly.
I mean, she had the face, the voice. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh gosh,
I was cackling that word.
So shout out to It's Rocks on YouTube, Instagram. Shout out to It's Rocks. Okay.
I was also waiting for y'all reviews to come up because I gotta watch y'all too where y'all at. But you know what I'm saying? I was watching this.
Well, you know, this
I'm
is
like,
mine.
where Bondy? Where Jamie?
I'm not reviewing on my channel.
Had me tapped. Okay,
girl.
I was tapped.
When I was like, wait a minute, this on my channel. I'm not about to review this shit separately. That's too much. Okay, right. Y'all got my opinion. Y'all will catch me next week with the verbatims, but this week y'all gonna get this this all of what happened situation. Okay.
It's hard when a show come on the day before our panel. That's always like, oh, we gotta watch it real quick before tomorrow.
Reviewing it at night, honestly. If I could catch the show when it was live, I would review it at night. But I watched it this morning, recorded this morning, and I'm still editing because I've been driving around all day.
Yesterday, I was too tired. I was just like, I'm going to put it on, but I don't have the bandwidth to record no damn notes. Y'all know how tired you be recording notes, child. That shit was 5 a.m.
over 5 times. That's how much I was like out of. I was like, oh, I gotta start it.
I just did mine last night. I was dog tired. Like, okay, I gotta get it done.
It was me, y'all. The show was great.
The show is good. We just be child. We have too much going on right here. It was a lot. Yeah. But either
y'all
way,
will find out in a couple weeks.
Yes. these are all of our social medias and our egg and email for the Ooh Ladies First panel here. Putting it up on the screen once more for you guys to check out, to follow me, Jami, JayLee, and Necey, where you may find us. Okay, it's all up here. But that's all I have. That's all I have. Don't have no mo. Okay, so I'm good, y'all. I'm good and done. Do y'all want to say anything before we get out?
I want to say relax, relate, and release. So
Man, fuck them people.
to push out.
Embarrassing.
Right. And then this.
Girl, bye. Okay, yes, I love it. Anyway, y'all, we appreciate y'all for coming through. We appreciate y'all every time y'all come and see us on Thursdays. Please don't forget to come see us tomorrow. Okay, let's put that up on the screen one more time. Cree, tomorrow night on JayLee's Corner. Okay, come and see us. Little hour interview show for y'all. Nothing too much, nothing too heavy. Come see us, okay? But we love
94
y'all.
hours. And
Right.
Tuesday.
We appreciate y'all. Yes, and
On you.
Tuesday. And Tuesday. I have to text Heavenly and let her know. I'm gonna text her tomorrow because it's like 1 a.m. her time. I don't want to text that lady this late. But yes, we will be live with Heavenly on Tuesday instead of Monday. We're gonna redo that flyer and put that out tomorrow once everything is all set in stone. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.